Britain's emergency bikers are on the front line, racing to protect the public and save lives. And they've never been more crucial. With 33 million vehicles on the UK roads, the country's congested cities and major routes are the busiest in Europe. The bike squads of Essex Police and West Midlands Ambulance Service provide help where it's most needed, fast.
No reason you can have a lock knife. Straightforward offence.
How many bangs did you hear?
On Emergency Bikers, Birmingham's big match leaves one fan blooded.
Go on, talk to me. Say hello.
An insurance stop leads to something suspicious.
The explanation you've given me is not particularly feasible in my mind.
And there's only one way out of a car smash.
We don't want you to move at all. We're going to do everything for you.
Birmingham, Britain's second city. Standing by for any emergencies, the biker paramedics. Faster than a traditional ambulance as they race to calls in an 8-mile radius of the city centre. And Barry Rudge is in no doubt he's got the best job going.
You get to help people, treat people, save people, and ride a motorbike. What could be better?
Armed with a scaled-down version of everything a normal ambulance can carry, they're trained to deal with anything.
We don't actually know if he's alive yet or not either, sir.
To capture the action, we've put special cameras on each rider and bike, so we arrive at the scene the second they do. And today they're expecting to be busy. It's the big football derby. Aston Villa v Birmingham City. There's fierce rivalry between the fans making their way to Villa Park, the largest stadium in the Midlands with a capacity of 42,000. And the emergency services are out in full strength. On duty, biker paramedic Steve Harris, call sign Forest.
The main problem we have is when the crowds are after the game, when the crowds are dispersing. They come away from the ground, they come into the city centre for a drink, and that's when the two factions can sometimes bump into each other.
Sure enough, hours later, Steve is responding to a 999 call.
201 received, on duty.
Rival fans have clashed and a man is lying unconscious with a gash to his head on the steps of Victoria Square in the city centre. Steve's just a few hundred metres away and he arrives first on the scene in just over 1 minute. Luckily, a passerby is something of an expert.
You all right? Keep your eyes open for me. You need to keep breathing. That's all you need to do for us right now. You're doing really well.
So who are you?
Marcus, I'm Lindsay. I'm an A&E nurse. But I'd say he was out for a good 2 minutes. Open your eye for me, mate. I'm sitting there. That's it. Well done. Good job.
We know about your face and your head. Have you hurt yourself anywhere else? No other aches and pains? Do you have any pain in your neck? No? OK.
But the man soon blacks out again. Fellow paramedic Mark Hayes arrives to help. He's learned via the city shopkeeper's radio that store detectives are on the trail of the man's attackers.
Yeah, paramedic cutting in.
He immediately informs the police CCTV control room.
Yeah, we've got a male patient unconscious. Could do with your assistance. As I say, Paradise Forum have got the offenders. Yeah, our patient's Victoria Square on the steps, at the rear of your camera that's pointing up towards the library.
The force of the blows to his head means the man is drifting in and out of consciousness.
Yeah, they're just leaving Paradise Forum, going up towards Broad Street.
As the police close in on the suspect, Steve is doing everything he can to bring the man round.
Hello there. You hear me? That's a glass up. Hiya, mate. What's your name? What's your name, mate? Hiya. Come on, talk to me. Say hello.
He could be blacking out because his brain is swelling dangerously in his skull, which might be fractured.
What's your name, mate? Hiya. Chap. Hiya, I'm Steve. All right, we're going to get you down to hospital and get all this sorted out. Have you had anything to drink? Have you had a lot to drink? OK. A few minutes and we'll have you off this floor, OK?
The team fit a collar and transfer him to the ambulance on a spinal board. They can't take any risks and must keep him stable.
Do you know what day it is? good, mate.
A head injury needs constant monitoring. There could be bleeding in the skull.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay, I've got the horse.
Now he's coming round. The man can just about take in what's happening.
Stop. Should we push the board over onto the step? What happened? You've been assaulted, mate, we believe. Yeah? But don't worry, we're going to look after you. You need to go to hospital to be checked. Okay? I'm with the ambulance service.
We all got some? 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's doing okay. We collared and boarded him just to look after his C-spine, just to make sure that that's not compromised at all.
As the man is rushed to hospital, Mark's got some good news about the attackers.
Some of the store detectives managed to apprehend the assailants, and they're now all in police custody, which is obviously a result and shows how beneficial having a retail radio on the motorbike unit. It's now a crime scene. He's obviously got a significant head injury. He's been knocked out. Police will keep this cordoned off until they have the OK from the hospital. Obviously, heaven forbid if the incident were to turn fatal or far more serious than we anticipated. All the scenes preserved, any evidence. There's a baseball cap, we're not sure who the baseball cap belongs to. That could be one of the offenders. So everything will remain in situ until we're sure exactly what's what.
With 1,400 square miles to police, Essex is one of the largest forces in the UK. Its roads in and out of London and strategic ports provide the perfect fast getaway for criminals. But the biker cops are the perfect weapon. They're faster than a cop car and the key to Operation Mountain Dew, a show of force which disrupts and deters any ne'er-do-wells. On duty in Hatfield Peveril and near Chelmsford, PC Roy Keys.
We've been given a location, a stretch of road to monitor in relation to suspicious-looking vehicles which may be involved in theft offences or burglary offences, and to stop check and deal with the individuals concerned.
Biker cops are the police stealth weapon against crime, less obvious than a car and able to quickly pounce, and it's not long before Roy's onto a brown van. He doubles back, relays the registration to control, and then lies in wait. Soon he learns it's uninsured.
Hi, mate. All right. Is it your van?
Yeah.
You've got a driving licence on you?
Mate, I've got my insurance.
Where are you from?
Tilbury.
Brings you to Hatfield Peveril then?
Just driving about, so.
Right, thank you. You all related or what?
Friend.
Just friends? What's in the back?
Yeah, I think, well, washing machine, that's it, from out the garden.
Is that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to phone the Motor Insurance Bureau, so just bear with us a little.
Yeah, no, it's
we'll
fine. I had this the other day when I first got it.
Right.
Further checks reveal that the driver is insured on a motor trader's policy.
I've checked with the Motor Insurance Bureau. They're happy with the insurance.
Do you want to speak to my mum just so it covers that I know I am? Or that's the only idea I got otherwise.
Not at the moment, but it might be necessary in a moment.
Yeah.
But the three men are known to the police, and Biker Squad Sergeant Nick Edwards has arrived to take a look in the back of the van. In the back, an old washing machine, 30 metres of armoured cabling, and in the front, cable cutters and a pair of industrial gloves.
Join me here. I'm just going to ask you a question. What's the stuff in the back and where's it come from?
From out of his garden, that's all.
You tell me what it is.
What is it, a washing machine and a bit of wire?
Right. And where does that wire come from?
From his ground, from out the floor. He had it into the shed, run from the house to the shed.
Right.
It just the council told him he's not allowed it, so he's got it out and getting rid of it.
Right. All right. Just take a seat back there again. We'll be as quick as we can, and we'll go from there.
But Roy isn't convinced. Neither is Sergeant Nick.
All three are very well-known burglars from south of the county, one of whom had recently been disqualified by court, well, this morning actually, disqualified for failing to stop for police and theft by finding. Subsequently, they decided to come for a drive for reasons unknown to this area of the county. We are suffering extraordinary amounts of theft of cable, and that can be electrical cable or side of railway lines, any cable, anything metal, because the price of scrap metal's now gone through the roof. It's very attractive to those that want to sell it on.
Cable theft has shot up by 150%, a crime epidemic that costs the economy $360 million a year. Last December, the rail network between Colchester and Liverpool Street was crippled when overhead cabling was pinched. There's only one thing for it.
Just listen carefully what we're going to say. You're both being arrested on suspicion of theft of the property that's in the back of this van at the moment.
You're joking, aren't you?
Bear with me 2 seconds. Come here.
It's a joke,
Just
mate.
listen to what I've got to say. You're not obliged to say anything. May hold me defence if you mention in question something which you later rely on in court. You understand that? Anything you do say may be given in evidence. We're here doing our work and it needs to be investigated. We can't just let you go from the side of the road. The explanation you've given me is not particularly feasible in my mind, so this is how we're going to deal with it.
How can we get nicked for theft of a washing machine?
The cable we're talking about particularly.
Oh, mine if it was real of it. I ain't running nowhere. You don't hold me.
Have you got anything on you shouldn't have on you?
No, nothing.
The three men are taken to the station for further questioning. And one of them isn't happy about it.
Empty your pockets out and stick it in there. Bottom line is, you know that we've got inquiries to do. What inquiries? Because I've got my court papers. Every time I go away, calm down.
They're the sort of characters that we need to be dealing with, and it may well be that there's some theft issues that will be investigated now by other officers.
After detailed questioning, there was no evidence to charge the three suspects. They were free to go. Birmingham, and paramedic Steve Harris is on his way to an accident that is a grim reminder of the dangers emergency bikers face every day.
201, roger, details received.
A rider has come off his moped after a near miss with a car.
Hiya. Hello there. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Not too good.
So what's the main problem?
My foot, my toe at the minute, and I've got a bit of shoulder pain.
All right, let me just have a feel of your neck. All right. Where I'm touching, does this hurt at all?
Nah.
No pain down there?
More like middle of my shoulder blades.
Okay. Chin on your chest. Drop your chin down. Bring it back.
It hurts.
Where does it hurt?
You know where your shoulder blades connect?
Yeah, it's across there. Okay.
Yeah.
His injuries will need careful examination at the hospital, but it could have been much worse. Only 1% of all drivers in the UK are bikers, but they're 30 times more likely to be killed than a motorist.
I think anybody who comes off a motorcycle or a two-wheeler and is able to walk away has a lucky escape. You fall off, you're going to hit the floor, and that's considerably harder than you.
Just above there.
Just above there?
That's where it is, yeah.
Okay.
The motorcycle paramedics are all advanced riders, but it doesn't mean they're immune to accidents and injuries.
The experience it doesn't always help. I mean, it helps protect you, but it still comes down to you're on two wheels. I'd received an injury last year. I was involved in a road accident on the works bike. We parted company, I hit the floor, and I ended up with a fractured left elbow.
But as fellow paramedic Barry Rudge knows, it's not just drivers who pose a problem.
We've got the hazards of the normal road furniture, potholes, manhole covers, curbs, gravel, dirt, and obviously diesel spillages. With diesel, if the wind's in the right direction, you can tend to smell it first. And I still think that your nose is connected to your bottom, because when you smell diesel, your bottom clenches and you hang onto the seat a lot harder.
With more cars per head than any other city in the UK, Birmingham's biker paramedics are on the front line. Able to go where normal ambulances can't, they save crucial, sometimes life-saving minutes. And a call's just come in to say that two cars have collided on the edge of the city centre. On duty, Mark Hayes. The teenager of one car is unconscious. Mark races through the traffic to arrive within 4 minutes. As the first paramedic on the scene, he will be in charge.
Keep nice and still.
Okay. From when I've got here to just now, she's been fitting.
Okay. Would one of you be so kind as to sit in the back and I'll secure her head for me, please?
We need this road.
The girl's now conscious, but the police think she may have had an epileptic fit.
What day is it today? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what day it is? Can you talk to me? Can you tell me how you're feeling? Have you got any pain at all? Have you got any pain in your neck at all? Can you tell me?
The girl is so traumatized she can't speak, so there's no way Mark can assess the extent of her injuries.
Any ideas of speed?
If she's damaged her neck or spine, Mark can't risk moving the girl through the car door. It could cause paralysis. There's only one solution. He calls the fire brigade.
We're going to have to do probably a full extrication because we've got no history. We're going to have to play it safe. Okay. Bit of oxygen, not to worry, my darling, all right? Just going to pop this round your neck, my darling.
To keep her neck stable, Mark fits a collar.
She's a bit uncomfortable, my darling, I am sorry. Do you just want to readjust your fingers? Lovely, thank you.
And he checks for any sign of chest injury.
Keep your breathing nice and slow. Just going to listen to your chest.
The girl's now calm enough to talk.
Any pain in your neck or your back? Yeah, okay, nice and still, my darling. Any pins and needles anywhere? You got pins and needles in your leg. Which one? Which one am I touching now? Which leg am I touching at the moment?
Neck and back pain means the girl can only be safely moved with a spinal board. There's only one way to get her out.
I'll just let these know what we're going to do. How you doing? You all right? We've got a female patient who's got neck pain, back pain. She's been seen to be fitting, so we're going to do a full extrication, so roof-off job. At this stage, it's not time critical. There's no immediate rush, but all right. Okay. Cheers. Just going to explain to you what's going to happen, my darling. All right? Because you've got pain in your neck and your back. Yeah. We need to get you out the car, keeping you nice and still and nice and in line. You've told in line. Okay. The fire brigade are going to be cutting the car to get you out safely. My darling, money's not important, your health is, yeah? We want to make sure that you're okay. You're not going to be in trouble. They're going to be more concerned about your health, aren't they? Yeah?
As the fire crew prepares to remove the roof, Mark, helped by the ambulance crew, which has just arrived, prepares to insert a cannula into the girl's arm. If she fits again, it's the only way she can get medication. But she's terrified of needles.
You don't want a needle in? No. I mean, I'm going to advise that we pop one in. If you refuse, I can't force you.
I don't want to refuse because I just want to cooperate. They just always hurt me and I never need them again.
I'll be as gentle as I can. Okay, caution me.
Mick's going to carry on talking to you while Mark carries on with the needle.
Nice and straight.
Yeah, keep looking at me.
Keep that arm nice and straight, my love.
Keep looking at me.
Nice and straight.
Put your eyes on me, don't move your head.
Arm nice and straight. You keep moving this arm, my darling, yeah? If you keep it nice and still, I'll be as gentle as I can. Nice and still. Sharp scratch, 1, 2, 3. Keep still, keep still. We'll leave the cannula, she's just moving about too much. You go in, I'll step back a sec.
If the girl has a second fit, it's going to be hard to treat her. But Mark now has only one option. Stand back and let the fire crew do their job.
Until the roof's off, there's nothing much for us to do. Unless anything were to happen to the patient, she would deteriorate in any way, then we'd stop what we're doing, back in, intervention, and then carry on with the extrication. But as you can see, it's really, really busy. It's too hazardous to be in the way. You just need to stand back and let fire get on with it. They're the experts in cutting vehicles apart. We're the experts in looking after the patients. How are we doing? What we're going to do now is we're going to get you out the vehicle. We don't want you to move at all. We're going to do everything for you. All right. At any time when we move you, if the pain's more severe or you have any funny sensations, please tell us and we'll stop. Yeah? All right. It's 2 teardrops down the back. We're going to slide the spinal board in between the 2 teardrops. Once the board's in and got the weight of the patient, we're going to roll the seat backwards. Once the seat's back, we're then going to obviously feed the patient up the board, straight out the back onto the stretcher. All right with that? It's going to feel this go down your back.
This is the most delicate part of the operation.
Right. Nice and still, don't move.
With pain in her back and neck, the girl must be moved as gently as possible. Anything else could cause paralysing nerve and spinal cord damage.
Okie dokie. Spinal board between the 2.
Nice and steady, Paul.
You're going to feel this go down your back, nice and still.
Steady. Nice and steady.
Don't try to move. Don't try to move. Let the board slide itself. Let it slide itself down.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okie doke.
The girl's head must be kept still as she's eased out from behind the wheel.
It'll be on Rachel's call.
My call then, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, feed the board in, angle it down and push in. Push in, push in, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Just on the back seat now.
Lovely, that's cracking. Now what we're going to do, we're going to feed up the board. All right.
1, 2, 3.
Stop.
1, 2, 3.
Stop.
Okay then. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Steady.
Slowly. Hold it there, hold it there.
Now she's been safely extracted from the car, the girl will be rushed to hospital for further treatment.
Okay. Stay in control of the head. Thank you very much. Body straps first, please. Well done. You've done really well there. Since we've moved you, is there any new pain or funny sensations? No. Pain's still the same as it was in the car. Yeah, well done. Doctor's going to assess her neck and her back. Depending on what he finds from that, he may request an X-ray. It may seem over the top what we've done. We never ever take chances. The slightest bit of movement could be the difference between permanent damage, i.e. paralysis, or even death, depending on where the injury is within the spine. A piece of metal can be replaced. Damage to the spinal cord, potentially that's for life.
Mark has just masterminded a major operation, but without family support, this former mechanic and military policeman might never have been on the front line.
It was from encouragement from my wife. I didn't think for 1 minute I could ever become a paramedic. I mean, I don't mind saying that school wasn't my favourite, but my wife pushed me for it. She even helped me with revision, and it's thanks to her that I'm doing the job that I do.
Essex, the Dartford River crossing, part of the M25 and teeming with 150,000 vehicles a day. On duty, PC Steve Stomp Allam. He's on the lookout for insurance dodgers which cost law-abiding motorists $500 million a year. With their acceleration and top speed of 135, the biker cops can catch and intercept vehicles fast. Stomp is soon given a target and is off in full throttle pursuit. He's been tipped off that a car has no tax or insurance. Within 12 seconds, he has caught the car and is directing it to follow him to the services.
Hello there.
Afternoon, officer. Very strange.
Yeah, jumping out, come and join. The sun's out now. You all right?
Not too bad.
Your car?
My daughter's.
Your daughter's. How long she owned it?
Well, let me stop you now. We don't live in England. We live in France.
Right.
So the car's all registered, all over to France. It left the country last September.
Right.
Got all the paperwork, got the insurance, got everything that you need.
Yeah, let's have a look then, please.
The man produces a French insurance document, but the car is registered in the UK, so it might not be enough.
Unfortunately, we've got an English registered vehicle. Have you got proof that it's French registered?
It doesn't have to be French registered for 6 months.
Right, how long's it been?
Goes in. It's the same, you know, there's the insurance.
Right, you cannot register an English vehicle.
Yes, you can, there it is.
Right.
I live in France, so, you know, I know the law. That's the insurance. You're saying it's not, this car has been stopped because it's got no insurance. There is your insurance.
The company has to be registered with the MIB, the Motor Insurers Bureau in this country.
There it is.
Okay.
You're telling me that that's not insurance. I'm telling you for a fact that's the car's insurance.
And I'm telling you that an English vehicle...
No, you're wrong.
Right, the vehicle's
If you
been...
want to go up to Chief Constable, we'll grab a Chief
OK,
Constable.
the vehicle's been seized, Section 165, the Road Traffic
No,
Act.
it's not.
What?
There's the insurance. You can't seize a car when you've stopped me, right, for what? Insurance? There's your insurance.
It's not an English insurance. The law says...
Well, I don't live here. I
It's
live
an
in
English
France.
it's an English
I'm
vehicle.
going over to see my mother, pick my daughter up. I'll be in the country for maybe 48 hours, and then I take the whole family back to France.
Biker Squad Sergeant Nick Edwards is watching from the sidelines and steps in to lend some clarity.
At the end of the day, if you are insured, taxed, MOT'd, and the vehicle is roadworthy, we apologise, thank you very much, you're on your way. If it turns out that any of these things do not apply, then they will be dealt with in the rules of the law, which, if it's no insurance, it will be seized, the MOT's a ticket, and the taxes report to the DVLA. So just let us make our inquiries, we will clarify the insurance, but if it is not insured, yes, it will be seized.
When Stomp runs checks, controls say that the man isn't insured, but his French insurance policy might save the day if the company is affiliated to the UK Motor Insurance Bureau.
Could you tell us, if I'll give you the name of the company, if the companies have got any recognition by the MIB? That's all I need.
If it's not, the car is not insured while in the UK.
And they're not affiliated to the MIB in any way? OK, that's what I thought you were going to say. I've contacted the Motors Insurers Bureau. Yeah. They can't contact the French ones, they have nothing to do with them, and they're not a member of the MIB. And what I've got here, you can't prove to me you're insured to drive the vehicle. I'll be seizing the vehicle under Section 165 of the Road Traffic Act, and I will be dealing with you accordingly. OK, I'll be also dealing with you for the MOT and the tax. You can dispute it and go to court if you wish, but that's what's going to happen.
Not only will his car be seized, but this quick trip to England could prove to be a pricey one.
The no insurance is a £200 fine, the endorsement 6 points if you accept it, and the MOT is £60. Now that money is due now because you haven't got an English address. Can you pay that now? Have you got a credit card? Can I have a look at your English licence, please? I saw it in your wallet.
And on top of the £250 fine, there's another £150 to retrieve the car once the driver has proved ownership and insurance.
So, one, can I have a signature to understand that any property left in the vehicle is left at your own liability, not at Access Police's?
No.
OK, that's fine. And what police station will you produce your documents at?
Well, I don't know because
right,
I don't
you're confusing
know
the production of the documents to get the vehicle back
I don't even know
and the
where
tickets.
I am.
Right.
So how can you ask me a question when I don't know where I am? He's asking me what station am I going to turn up in at Essex.
I gave your colleague
I've got to go because I'm going to throw up.
I gave your colleague a bit of paper with where we are.
I've got to go to the toilet, I'm going to throw up.
It's already been done. It's already been done. I've explained how to get it insured, that you can do it in, you can get it insured today, it can be updated on the database today so we can prove it's insured. I've explained to him how he can get his car back, he can get a taxi to the recovery agents and they can be on their way again, but obviously that doesn't appear good enough. Can't, because I'm going to clamp it, he won't pay me the 260 quid. Well, that's what I said to him, if he pays it, he'll get the clamp off. Yeah.
All the family can do now is wave goodbye to their car and wonder how they're going to get home.
You've got to stay calm and just sort of try and be level-headed and sort of, you've got to compromise somewhere along the line, but I found myself getting more and more difficult to compromise with the gentleman. I'm quite happy with what I've done, I've got no remorse over it at all. So they will have the email address?
2 million Brits live in France and could easily be caught out by the insurance minefield. The solution, if your car's registered in the UK and you're driving in the UK, get UK insurance. Birmingham City Centre is one of the busiest in the UK, with more than 36 million visitors every year. On call, Barry Rudge, call sign Flipper. He's been grabbed by a member of the public to help a woman who's collapsed. Blood is pouring from her head. Just yards away, this is a walking case for Barry.
Her name's Henrietta.
Yeah, do you know her, dear?
No.
Thanks for your help, sir.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Pleasure, mate.
Henrietta, just some oxygen for you, darling. There's an awful lot of blood here. Where's it coming from? Look underneath.
You've got pots under the side.
Yeah, there's a small...
That's run down from there.
Is that from where? Is this from the... Henrietta, just lie still, darling. Just lie still. Just lie still.
Henrietta is coming round. A stroke, epilepsy, or just a trip could have caused the fall. Barry has to work out what it is.
OK, my darling, nice and still, nice and still.
Henrietta, just keep still for me, darling. Just lie still, just lie still. You've had a bit of a turn. No, keep still, keep still, keep still. Henrietta, just keep still, just keep still. It's the ambulance service here, darling, all right? No.
You okay?
Yeah, you're going to be fine. Just lie still just for a few minutes for us, and we'll sort you out, OK?
Okay.
Yes, that's a girl. Pupils are equal and reactive.
With both pupils reacting well, it's not a stroke.
Henrietta, this is just going to do your blood pressure on your wrist, all right? Pardon?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
We're with the ambulance service.
Okay.
OK?
Yeah.
Do you suffer with epilepsy?
No.
Right, well, you've had some kind of a turn, OK? You're in New Street in Birmingham. I want you just to lie still on the floor for me until we get the bigger ambulance here. Then we'll get you on board and we'll sort you out.
As the ambulance arrives 7 minutes later, Barry checks for any neck injuries, crucial after a bang to the head.
Listen to me, don't move your head a minute. I'm just going to have a feel of your neck. I want you to tell me if it hurts, OK? It's a physical thing, so I'm just going to feel down here.
Fine.
Is that OK?
Yeah.
No pain at all?
No.
None at all? None on this side?
No.
And none there? OK, we'll go a little bit further down. Nothing down here?
No, that's fine.
It's absolutely fine. You sure? OK. With this hand, give my fingers a squeeze. Good girl. With this hand, give my fingers a squeeze. Smashing. Does that feel absolutely normal to you, feeling-wise?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Steady as we go. Backwards, sit down.
Right behind you, okay?
It appears after the lady actually came round that she's actually tripped. The reason why people sometimes fit after a head injury, because of the brain shaking as of concussion, it's like turning a computer off at the plug without shutting it down properly. The brain suddenly gets shut out and then has to reboot itself up, so all the muscles start to twitch and nothing's in order at that point in time. And then as the brain reassembles itself, as in electrically, everything comes back into coordination.
She will need to be closely monitored in hospital. A head injury can cause major internal problems which aren't always immediately obvious.
Yeah, I don't know about falling over or what.
Well, no problem, my darling. Well, worst case scenario, you've got compression, concussion, she could end up with a brain bleed. I mean, it could develop into that, but at the moment it looks quite good. Pupils are equal and reactive. She's almost back to normal in there now, so her blood pressure's fine. It's just a case of just looking after her now.
Essex Police Biker Squad is so effective in keeping the county roads safe that it's about to be doubled in size. But the 9 new recruits have to pass a rigorous training course, among them PC Lucy Watson. This 47-year-old mum of 2 has loved motorbikes for as long as she can remember.
I started riding in the woods when I was 12, had a moped when I was 16, had a 125 when I was 17, and I never owned a car for years. I take it there is no kickstart.
No, afraid not.
One of my childhood ambitions was to be a traffic motorcyclist. The opportunity came up at the end of last year, I went for it, and here we are.
Lucy is gunning to be the first woman on the squad and will be trained by Sergeant Ian Mashada.
The manufacturers of motorcycles and motorcycle clothing are encouraging women to ride bikes, and I think it's only right that the police service should reflect that, and we should encourage our women to ride motorcycles.
I don't actually see any different in the sexes in what we do. If you can ride the bikes and you can do the job, it really makes no difference to me.
But there's no guarantee she'll pass the intensive 3-week course, which combines theory with mastering advanced riding. But first, she's got to get to know the machine, a BMW R1200 RT, top speed 125, acceleration 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, and weighing 1/4 of a ton.
Straight line.
Now a test of pinpoint precision.
You see the cones set out evenly, and it's just a slalom. Go through the cones, stop momentarily, try not to put your feet down, then ride up to this cone on the right-hand side, stop here, foot down, then I want you to turn the bike round and go back up the other way. But, you know, if you're going to feel like you're going to drop the bike, by all means, put your feet down, you know, rather that than you drop the bike.
This is going to demand absolute control. Not the best of starts, maybe. First ride nerves are nothing new for trainer PC Martin Acker.
To start off with, it's very, very nerve-wracking, but it's just a case of getting a really good balance between the clutch and the back brake. And as you can see, Lucy's going through it really nice and steady. And that, I would say, is very good control.
She's got to learn to control 260 kilos worth of bike. Riding near pedestrians and in crowds, there is no room for error.
Basically, she stalled the bike, went to put her foot down, and managed to drop it. The weight becomes too much for anybody to hold, and the best thing is just let it go. She dropped it gently. We managed to pick it up. It's not big damage.
I don't think it's ever a good thing falling off, but if you're going to do it, it's better to do it at slow speed in a controlled environment like this, and I think that's what the exercise is all about.
She needs to hold her nerve and face those cones again.
She's thrown herself fully into the course, and to a degree that's why she dropped the bike, because she wanted to try her best, and she was pushing herself to that point. From my point of view, she's learned from it. Very pleased indeed.
Next, it's onto the roads, and taking bends, we shall have to ride at high speeds, catching offenders on twisty country roads.
There she is.
Now on that was good, because she was in the correct position, saw the car coming towards her, which was on the central white line, and waved to move over because she had an early view. Perfect.
Now Lucy seems to have got the speed just right. So she just chones that throttle just prior to the bend, she comes off the power, and then puts the power back on just as she goes into the bend. Yeah, Lucy seems to have got that cracked.
I've got a lot more confidence in the bike now. It's probably the best one I've ever ridden. Brilliant. I can't wait to get out there on the road with it.
But there's a long way to go before she can do that. Blues and twos training and the final assessment. Has she got what it takes to be a biker cop? Birmingham, and Barry's been called to a body that's been spotted on the towpath.
Roger, understood. En route now.
He races 3 miles across town, arriving in just over 1 minute, half the time a vehicle could get there. But there's no body.
No, not here.
And finding it could be a bit tricky. Along the 100 miles of Birmingham canals, more than in Venice. So Barry shortcuts via the pavement to the next canal bridge.
There is, I'll go and have a look. It looks like one of my special jobs.
The man appears to be having a nap.
Nice day for a stroll. I'll wake him up. Hello? Come on, up you get. You can't lie there. They keep calling us otherwise. 212. Yeah, Roger, he's just drunk. I'm just waking him up now. Would you do us a favour and go and find somewhere a little bit more less noticeable to have a kip? Otherwise they keep calling us, all right? It's concerned members of the public think you're dead. Obviously you're not dead because you're talking to me. We've rushed halfway across the city to find one of our local, how can we say, inebriated citizens having a kip on the bridge down by the canal. He's fine. Don't fall in the canal, go left. It's better that we come and not be needed than not come and obviously needed in a situation where the person's ill. So, as I say, he's all right, he spoke, he's laughing and joking, he's wandered off, so that's OK.
But it's meant Barry risking his own life to get there. Helping others has cost him a broken shoulder when a car took him out.
Still affects me during the winter. I get lots of aches and pains through it, and I'm on pain relief through the winter usually. You're in a vulnerable position because it's two wheels, and there's the obvious disadvantages of only having two wheels. But with decent riding plans and the riding skills that we've been given by the police force, you ride defensively, and most of the time you can keep yourself out of danger.
Harlow, Essex, Potter Street, a notorious rat run dodging one of the main routes into London. It's become an accident hotspot, and a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit has been introduced. Ensuring it's upheld, PC Steve Stomp Allen.
People seem to think they're in a rush. There is no need to be in a rush. My father, when I was a kid, always taught me, be late and get there safe.
A few months ago, a pedestrian was killed, and more have been injured.
A lot of old people live here, and if they step out in the road, they've got no chance. They should all slow down, because at the end of the day, a couple of minutes won't matter.
90% of motorists are in favour of low speed limits, but not so good at sticking to them.
Recently been stopped is road subject to a 20-mile-an-hour speed restriction.
20?
20-mile-an-hour speed restriction. Been using a laser handheld speed detection device, shows you doing 31. OK, at the time you're 191 metres away from us. What I'm going to do is issue you a fixed penalty ticket.
Accidents cost the UK £335 million a year, enough to build and equip a new hospital.
It's not acceptable. A motor vehicle is probably Britain's biggest killer. Only takes not even a few seconds for a child to slip from mum's grasp and step in the road. But if he's hit by a car doing 40 mile an hour, the figures prove his likelihood he's going to die, and that's what we're here to stop. Right, 20 mile an hour speeding limit down Potter Street.
Is it?
Yes, 20 mile an hour zone, and unfortunately it's enforceable.
I genuinely didn't know that.
Stomps had to deal with the aftermath of speeding all too often.
There was a motorcyclist on the bypass at Wickford travelling far in excess of 100 mile an hour in such that a bend where you normally just hardly have to lean a motorcycle over, he was going around the bend with his knee down, lost control onto the opposite carriageway and collided head-on with a Vauxhall Astra. It's not just one person who's affected, it's his family, it was the other family in the other vehicle, all the people around them, and that was just due to the motorcyclist just travelling too fast.
I really genuinely thought it was 30, that's why I was going 30.
Rightio.
Plonker, I'm really sorry.
OK then, cheerio. I've got children myself and I don't feel sorry for anyone. I actually report. You drive a vehicle, you've got to comply with the regulations. I do as best as I can, I know my colleagues do. Who am I to feel sorry for anyone, really?
And at the Potter Street crackdown, 600 vehicles were stopped. The man assaulted after the football derby also broke his nose, but has recovered from his head injuries. 7 people were arrested, but no charges were brought. The teenager cut out of her car was discharged from hospital hours later with no injuries. Henrietta was kept under observation for 24 hours before being allowed home. She's now back on her feet and appreciative of the help she had.
Now this doesn't happen that often. For you. I'm quite touched, really.
Next time on Emergency Bikers, a suspected chemical leak sees Mark at the helm of a serious incident.
Got 6 casualties, with the potential for more that have been evacuated for the building.
Will trainee biker cop Lucy earn her place on the squad?
You rode safely, but your position wasn't perfect.
And there's a call to a house fire.
The patient could be critically ill or even dead.
Britain's emergency bikers are on the front line, racing to protect the public and save lives. And they've never been more crucial. With 33 million vehicles on the UK roads, the country's congested cities and major routes are the busiest in Europe. The bike squads of Essex Police and West Midlands Ambulance Service provide help where it's most needed, fast.
Keep still.
No reason you can have a lock knife, straightforward offence.
How many bangs did you hear?
on Emergency Bikers, rescuing a patient from an ugly confrontation.
Just go away. Just go away, dude.
A scaffolder rooted to the spot by pain. And the police have sniffed out a problem.
Drug dogs on its way.
Right,
About
okay.
10 minutes.
Birmingham, Britain's second city, reckoned to have more vehicles per head than anywhere else in the UK. West Midlands Ambulance Service emergency bikers are poised to respond to 999 calls within an 8-mile radius of the city centre. Their Yamaha FJR 1300s, top speed of 130, can weave through traffic faster than a traditional ambulance. But they risk their own lives as they race to save others.
Shift. Don't move, will you?
To capture the action, we've put special cameras on each of the riders and bikes, so we can arrive at the scene the second they do. They can respond to as many as 400 calls a month, carrying everything a traditional ambulance crew has. They're trained to deal with anything.
It's gone over the bonnet and come back.
Don't, mate. Just go away. Make
But today, it's the call they most dread.
RTC, 7-year-old versus a car.
A child has been hit by a car and dragged along the road. On duty, Mark Hayes, call sign Flymo, earned when he trimmed a roadside verge during training. It's a 2-mile dash to Winson Green. He makes it in 4 minutes.
He's got open.
Oh, yeah.
He's not complaining of C-spine problems, but just as a precaution, I'm going to warn people.
The boy's name is Hussein, and the accident happened just yards from his home on his way back from football practice. The impact has snapped his lower left leg. Mark will call the shots.
Do you want to do Oromorph now?
Yeah, if you can, mate. He's 11 years old. OK. Are you allergic to any medicines?
Hussein will need pain relief, Oromorph, a form of morphine that can be swallowed.
We're going to give you some medicine to help with the pain, all right? Yeah, okay. So we've got a single dose, that's 5 mil, 10 milligrams in 5 mil. Expires 12:07:10.
We're going to give you some medicine that'll take all that pain away, and then we'll get you to the hospital. Plenty of sweets later, OK? Good man.
Open your mouth for me.
Stable, OK? He's fine.
So he's had his dose, he's had 7 milligrams.
What's the time?
And the time is now...
I'll forget you know that.
16:56. Yeah. 16:56.
Until the Oromorph kicks in, Hussein is also given gas and air.
Can you take control of this for me, please?
The same. When that pain goes, what we're going to do, we're going to sort out your leg, OK? And then we'll get you off this cold floor, OK?
We need to take his trainer off, his sock off. We need to do a full top to toe. The sleeves need to come off. We'll get that straightened now and check for distal pulses. How's that pain now? Is it a bit better? All right, good boy. Yeah, let's do it.
Hussein's shoe has to come off so Mark can see the extent of the injury.
Severe lower limb injuries. Go, fair play. Keep still. I've got the weight of his foot. Slowly. Right, okay, right. Can we have some clean dressings? We're going to have to put some traction on in a sec once we've got the splint, yeah?
It's a serious fracture. A bone is sticking out and his foot is almost hanging off. Mark must try and realign the brake.
You ain't going to go any more than that. So wrap it around at that. Can you move your toes at all?
Can you manage that?
Good man, well done.
The good news is that Hussein can flex his toes, so there must still be some connection to his calf muscle. And there's also some blood flow when Mark pinches his big toe.
Just slow ones, not fast, just nice and slow and big.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's the one.
They're putting a strap around your legs so we don't move them too much. It'll be better for you when we try to lift you up, OK? Keep having to go on that, it'll help. You're doing really well.
The team places Hussein's leg in an inflatable splint. It looks as though Hussein's problems are confined to his leg, but the pain from the fracture could be masking other injuries. Nothing can be left to chance.
Oh, good lad. That's it, you give him a wave. The collar needs readjusting. Keep your head still, don't move your head. On 3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Leaving his bike parked up, Mark will go with him in the ambulance to Birmingham Children's Hospital.
How's that pain? It's a little bit better. You're very brave. Are you normally very brave? You're not. But you are today.
After handing over to the hospital team, where Hussein will need specialist treatment, Mark can reflect on the difficult and testing call.
The jobs that tend to get to me are the jobs involving children. I've got a boy and a girl, 8 and 10. Jobs like that, you do stop and think that, you know, could quite easily be one of mine. And I have to say, when he stuck his thumb up to his family, it actually brought a tear to my eye. A bit of a lump in the throat. I could be in that situation, you know, or getting that call to go to the hospital. It just makes you want to go home and give him a hug, doesn't it?
With their speed and manoeuvrability, Essex Police 9-strong biker squad patrol 5,000 miles of roads which crisscross the county. In 5 years, they have helped to cut the 1,000 deaths and serious injury toll, one of the highest in the UK by a third. And the biker cops on their BMW R1200 RTs, which accelerate from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, will do anything it takes to cut it further. Back in Essex, their biker cops are back on patrol. Their speed and agility means they can quickly intercept cars, and one's just been identified as having no insurance by one of Britain's 10,000 automatic number plate recognition cameras. In pursuit, PC Steve Stomp Allen.
Hello there. Hopefully there's nothing to worry about. Can I ask you to jump out for a second, please? Well, the reason you've been stopped is just playing past what's called an ANPR camera. Read your number plate. Okay, now as you've gone past there, it's pinged your vehicle up, saying there's possibly no insurance held against the record for the vehicle. Okay? It doesn't mean it's not insured, it means it's not showing on there. Are you insured?
It should be done on a trader's policy.
On a trader's policy?
Yeah.
Whose trader's policy?
Well, he lets me drive on his trader's policy.
Whose vehicle is it?
It's my vehicle.
So someone else is letting you drive on... No, it doesn't work like that on a trader's policy. Are you insured or not?
Well, obviously not now.
You don't think you are?
No.
Right.
When Stomp checks with Control, he discovers the man was banned from driving 26 years ago and hasn't done a retest since to get himself legally back on the road.
Just checked our records. It's showing you're disqualified from driving until you've passed the driving test. Right, yeah, but you've got to pass a driving test before you can drive. Okay, as you're not driving in... Hang on, listen to me. Right, you're disqualified until you pass a driver's test.
The car will be impounded and only released when there's evidence of registration and insurance. And there's a hefty fine.
The seizure fee is £150.
Ain't worth it.
It's not worth it. Do you want to sign it over then? We'll get it crushed.
Let me think about it.
Because you're going to get charged half fees anyway, but if the longer it's there, it's £20 a day. If you can't afford it.
I can afford it.
And it would seem he can, because as he clears his car of his possessions, he unearths just over £1,000 in cash.
How much you got there?
No,
all right.
And that's not the only surprise.
He's just produced that to me saying I've got something I shouldn't have with me, which happens to be a lock knife. So he's just been further arrested for possessing an offensive weapon, because there's no reason you can have a lock knife. Straightforward offence.
It's illegal to carry a knife which locks, and a car is considered a public place. Penalties are tough. A fine of up to £2,000 and jail for up to 2 years.
Lesson learnt, all will search them.
The driver will face further questioning at the station, not least about why he's carrying a knife. His cash wasn't seized, but he was jailed for 4 months for possession of a knife and disqualified for another year for driving without insurance. His car has been crushed. Birmingham's paramedic bikers have to be able to deal with anything from women giving birth to cardiac arrests. And they're on the front line of the drugs battle. On call, Barry Rudge, call sign Flipper, earned when he and 10 grand's worth of bike ended up in a river during training. Even though he's broken his shoulder after being hit by a car, this former Honda motorcycle CB500 club champion doesn't hang about.
With all the noise, the lights and everything lit up, and they still don't see, they still don't look left and right, they just pull straight out. We just treat everybody as a numpty, and then they can only come up in your SMS.
And he knows only too well the price others have to pay.
We've lost one, a guy called Terry Nursel. He got taken out by a car that was turning right. The 3 remaining bikers, we've all been knocked off at some stage or another. It just seems to be an occupational hazard at the moment.
Barry's responding to a call that a man is lying motionless in a city centre doorway and might not be breathing. Riding through a pedestrian area, as he pulls up, he spots a canister in the man's hands and suspects he's been inhaling butane gas.
Hello, come on. Wake up, come on. Wake up. Come up. Have you been inhaling some of that gas? No. Why were you holding it then?
Gas abuse can be lethal.
Do you take this stuff?
No, not on a permanent basis.
It can cause acute breathing problems, which can lead to hypoxia, a dangerous lack of oxygen in the blood. Gas abuse is more likely to kill by respiratory failure than heroin.
Are you hurting anywhere?
No, I'm okay. No, I'm not wasting you guys' time either.
Right. The trouble is, if you keep going, if you go to sleep or look like you collapsed, we're going to keep getting called out to you.
I did not phone you lot.
No, but a concerned member of the public did. Can't let you take this, we'd have to dump it. All right.
The gas abuse seems to be a little bit rarer than heroin and crack and speed at the moment, so they've seemed to have moved on to the bigger drugs because they've got cheaper, the market's been flooded. We don't get much gas abuse anymore.
6,500 addicts are in treatment for Class A drugs in Birmingham, but they're the ones who want help. Plenty don't. Barry is on his way to one of those addicts who has been seen lying unconscious in an old railway siding near Moore Street Station. The old siding is a well-known drug den, and both Barry and the ambulance crew could be in danger just by being there.
Be careful, there's needles everywhere.
The man appears to be a heavy drug user, and the team go to work to bring him round.
You hear me? Gentleman's looks like he's overdosed on heroin. Got pinpoint pupils. We've given him naloxone, which is the antidote to the heroin. So the snoring now is his airway becoming more patent. He'll start to wake up in a few minutes.
Heroin overdose can lead to severe breathing problems. 2 doses of antidote haven't had much effect.
You hear me? Hello? Can you hear me, my friend?
Hello? Can you open your eyes for us?
Should go for some more.
Yeah,
good
another one.
Barry and the team need to be careful. One slip of the foot and they could be punctured by a used needle, which could infect them with HIV or hepatitis.
It's quite dangerous. You get thick-soled shoes. There's needles everywhere here at the moment.
After 3 doses of antidote, the patient begins to stir.
Open your eyes. There we go. What's your name? What did you take? Heroin. What did you take? We're from the ambulance service, matey. Why are we here? Someone called us for you. What are you doing here? I don't know.
How much is the IM, Adam?
400 IM, 800 IV.
Give him the other 400 IV. Let's just get him alert.
The heroin antidote can be given in 2 ways, either IV or intravenously for fast action, or IM intramuscular for a slower release into the bloodstream. The man's now had 4 doses, twice the usual amount.
Just a little bit of plastic, mate, it's going into your vein. What is it? Because we needed to give you something to bring you round.
He's going to be a bit miffed off with us now, because obviously he's paid for his fix.
and we've just ruined it. Probably saving his life in the process, but he's just not going to be very pleased with us at the moment. The drug we've given him, even if he goes and gets other things later, the long-lasting one we've put in his arm, it'll keep him awake, and the next drug won't work properly on him either. So it does us a favour. Hopefully it doesn't do him a favour. Not that he's going to seek that way at this moment in time.
As he comes round, the man claims he's been robbed.
Well, never got my money. Who's took your money? Them lot. Who's them lot?
Daniel, do you want to stand up and he can check all your pockets?
It's gone. It was in there. It's gone.
It could be that other heroin addicts have taken his money when he was unconscious. Fellow emergency biker Mark has arrived and spotted the telltale signs of how users fund their habit.
If you look around, you can see there's Blu-ray DVD cases. There's actually a cash till drawer further up on the left-hand side. They go into the city centre, shoplifting, and that's how they get the money for the next fix. There's several of these little dens around the city centre, and they're all the same. They're so hazardous.
Now he's on his feet, the man can be helped to the ambulance for more treatment.
Well, I'm being grabbed.
No, you're not being grabbed, we're helping you. Look, with the ambulance, we're here to help, we're not grabbing you, all right?
Why the hell?
Somebody saw you there and they thought you were dead.
He'll have further IM shots of the antidote until his fix wears off.
Why am I here?
Because you overdosed on heroin.
I never.
You did.
I never overdosed on heroin.
You did, because when the crew had first arrived, you weren't actually breathing, mate. You were very blue. You were.
I wasn't.
We've advised him that he really needs to go to hospital. He's denying, or he's declining our help. He wants to stay here. He wants to go and have a cigarette outside. There's not much else we can do for the gentleman.
Even though the man is a regular user and has had a narrow brush with death, he can refuse hospital treatment, walk off, and may use again.
When we treat overdose in the city, they tend to sort of congregate in little areas. That was quite a prime example of these like drug dens as such, where they all sort of go to do it. I mean, when we go in there, you end up treading all over it. You can hear the syringes crunching and crashing underneath your feet. That's probably one of the worst ones, and just outside of a city centre car park. So children who got out of the car could actually sort of stumble down this little bank through the trees, and they're in amongst it all straight away.
Early morning West Thurrock, and the biker cops are on Operation Tango, on the lookout for drivers putting themselves and others at risk. On duty, PC Roy Keys.
I think it's going to be non-stop here, you know, certainly for mobile phones and seatbelts. It's going to be busy. Come out, join us on the pavement, please. Thank you. Hello. As you can see, we've got a big operation on the go at the moment. Yeah. Seatbelt was the reason I'm speaking to you. Any particular reason why you weren't wearing your seatbelt?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, it may appear mundane, and a lot of the people we stop and deal with, for example, a seatbelt, it may seem trivial to them. You know, it's a proven fact in relation to safety on the roads.
In 1 month alone, Essex biker cops have caught 171 motorists without seatbelts, and it costs each £60. Birmingham, a city with 65,000 students, the second highest population in the UK. Biker paramedic Mark Hayes is racing across town to a call that one of them is ill. Just 3 minutes later, he's at the halls, first on scene.
Hello, ambulance.
Yeah, the door.
He finds 23-year-old Walter slumped on the floor, complaining of a severe headache.
Hello.
Hey.
What's the problem?
I woke up about half an hour ago and my head is, the side of my head is pulsating.
Okay. Any other symptoms?
I don't think so.
How much fluids have you had within the last 24 hours?
Mostly water actually. Just
How much?
Maybe 2 litres, I think.
Okay, open your eyes for me, look at me a second. I'll shine light into your eyes. Can you do me a favour? Can you just pop your arms out in front of you, hold them level? Squeeze, 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 good man. Do me a favour, big grin, show me your teeth, big smile. Lovely, top man. What time did you go to bed?
About 6 this morning.
So you went at 6 this morning. Any particular reason for going at that hour?
No, I just...
Partying?
No, I was at home.
You was at home?
Not feeling sleepy at the time.
So what were you up doing till 6 this morning?
Oh, I was talking to my cousins in America on the internet.
So you were on the computer?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I mean, I appreciate you went to bed late. Yeah, and you've got up about 12ish. You've not had much sleep, it's quite close. You still need a good intake of fluids. It's quite humid at the moment, it's quite warm. Dehydration can cause severe headaches.
The human body is made up of 2/3 water, and in high temperatures, you need to drink more than usual.
Really, with your symptoms and your observations, there's nothing there that concerns me at all.
Rest and fluids should do the trick, and maybe he should stay offline.
Been on a computer, the internet, etc. till 6 o'clock this morning. 6 hours sleep. It's extremely muggy. The student accommodation, it's just like a greenhouse.
And Walter's not the only one suffering in the heat.
Right course of action in the end, staying at home, self-treating. And we're going to go out and cool down a bit, I think.
Birmingham, and paramedic biker Mark is en route to a 999 call.
Yes, that's your safe, thank you. Just give us an update on route.
A man has collapsed in a city centre store just a few hundred metres away. He's first on the scene, so initially he'll have to handle this solo. The man is slumped on the floor and has a black eye and cuts and bruises to his head.
What's your name? Michael. How do you feel at the moment? Do us a favour now, I want you to lie down for me until we've checked you out. What caused your injury to your face? When was that? Did you go to hospital following that? No.
Blacking out from a 2-day-old head injury is bad news. It could be there's internal bleeding in the skull, putting pressure on the brain. It could be fatal.
You're all right, mate. Can do your blood pressure, all right. My concern is you've got a head injury, yeah? I don't know whether this episode is connected to your fall or your collapse you had the other day. You need to go to hospital, you need to be seen to, mate.
But as Mark tries to assess him, Michael gets upset when he realises other people in the shop are looking at him.
Relax. Calm down. Calm down. Do you want to get out?
Michael's aggressive behaviour is a classic side effect of a head injury. Mark needs to get him to casualty fast, but he's got a job on his hands.
Do you want to go away? Do you want to go away? Michael, come and sit down first, mate. Say again.
What?
Just go away, mate. Go away. Stay.
I haven't said anything
no,
to
come
you,
on, Michael.
Why is all coming in the shop, lad? Do it right on my chin, mate. On my chin, son. On my chin.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Just move.
I don't know.
No, not you.
He's unwell.
Listen,
A passerby steps in to help.
do it on my chin if you're bad, mate. If you're bad, do it on my...
Michael.
I'm telling you to do it. What?
Listen.
What?
Mate, just go away. Just go away, dude.
Make it feel big, yeah? Make it
Michael.
feel big. Come on.
Yeah.
Mark, try not to hurt yourself, mate.
Yeah.
Mark.
All right. Michael.
Listen.
Yeah, don't worry. Come on.
Boss, listen.
Yeah, let's get in here out the way then.
What's happened? I don't know what's happened.
Michael.
I woke up and all people's watching me.
Let's go into the shop.
Come on, mate.
Come on. Come on.
Calm down, mate.
Away from the bike. He's going to go on the bike.
With Michael on the verge of blacking out again, Mark must get him into the ambulance.
Hey, I was saying to you, everybody's talking in my brain.
Listen to one person at a time. Michael, listen to one person at a time. He's normally suffering with fits, yes or no?
Fits?
Yes.
No.
You never had a fit before?
No.
You normally have blackouts?
No, but I've been having them.
It's as I said in there, Michael, the problem you've got, mate, is you've got this nasty head injury that we can see. And you said this happened on Friday. You didn't receive any medical treatment.
I never received no medical treatment when I did like about 5 weeks ago when I had
let's stick to Friday.
Michael, you need to go to hospital now. The head injury you've got from Friday needs to be assessed properly. We don't know whether that's the cause of your collapse today.
Do you want to sit in a chair rather than lay on the bed?
Head injuries can cause aggression, violence and confusion. I'm sure he felt intimidated by the crowd, people staring and shouting things. But talking to him, he seemed a nice guy once you managed to calm him down.
It's when onlookers decide to get involved that Mark gets riled.
Mate, just go away, just go away, dude. I feel angry when people are abusive or aggressive to me, because at the end of the day, we go to scenes on blue light conditions, and in doing that, we put our lives at risk. And for doing that, what thanks you get abuse, you get violence, and well, it's not on.
In Essex, the biker cops are still netting offenders as the crackdown on drivers without seatbelts continues. Offences easier to detect from a bike than a car. Biker PC Roy Keys has spotted a man who's not wearing his.
Hello, do you want to come over here? Seatbelt was the reason I'm speaking to you. Need to wear your seatbelt all the time.
Sorry about that.
Is it your car?
It's my mother's.
Is it?
It is
right.
indeed.
Okay, put your driving licence
I
with you.
haven't.
The driver is booked, but Roy's also detected a distinct whiff of cannabis. A quick check with control flags up previous convictions.
I've spoken to you here about your seatbelt. Yeah. I can smell cannabis on you.
No, that's
I'm going to ask you now, have you got any cannabis on you?
No, I haven't got none. We was actually en route to maybe go and get something though, but not
right.
Like,
is there any in your possession at the moment? What about in the car?
No, there's nothing in there.
Biker Squad Sergeant Nick Edwards also is on the case, and while a roadside body search reveals nothing, he's ordered a full search of the car.
Drug dog's on its way.
Right, okay.
Well, I'm a bit...
You happy with that?
Yeah,
you know, if there is anything, you should be telling us now.
Have a look, any fish, go and have a look.
The sniffer dog arrives with another officer who will drive the suspect's car to a quieter road for the search.
He said he has a joint earlier. There's nothing on him. No.
Still, to be honest, I still feel pretty strong for one joint.
Oh, I guess so. It's Mum's car. Imagine Mum will pick up on the aroma.
And it's not long before the dog's onto something. She sniffs out a half-smoked joint, a resin grinder and an empty airtight canister, but no significant quantities of cannabis.
You've got all the Rizzlers and everything, you've got all the makeup of it, the paraphernalia.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing.
You get me in for a drug search and see what he's got. He might have shoved it down his pants whilst in the run-up to it.
Clothing.
Yeah.
What's going to happen now? Both the occupants are going to be arrested on suspicion of possession of a controlled drug, taken to the local police station, where a proper drug search can be carried out in the privacy of the police station. At that point, we can search further than just outer clothing to see if there's anything there.
The driver has read his rights and will be taken into custody. But en route, he reveals he has stashed a bag of cannabis in his pants.
On arrival at the police station, some what appears to be herbal cannabis has been handed over by him from his person.
The man will be thoroughly searched in case he's got any more bags stashed somewhere else. Nothing more is found. But once again, a routine seatbelt search has yielded unexpected results. The driver is charged and convicted of possessing cannabis. Another drug mark is added to his record, and he's fined £80. Birmingham, the paramedic biker base just off the city centre. On duty, Steve Harris, call sign Forrest. The three paramedics only have 2 bikes between them. after Steve's has been taken out of service, but Mark, the practical joker of the three, thinks he's found the perfect replacement.
Fastest vehicle in the fleet, this is.
We'll lower it down for you, go on. What are you stupid idea is this?
Get your leg right over.
Yeah,
keep going, keep going. Keep going. Yay!
Comes to summit when his bottom overhangs the panniers at the back.
I prefer engines. Engines are good.
And an engine he has, as Steve races to a call from a scaffolding team working on a site in the city centre.
201 received, en route.
A man's legs have given way while erecting scaffolding to get to a leaky roof on a block of flats. Steve's first on the scene, arriving in 2 minutes to find a man rooted to the spot in excruciating pain.
What's your name? Andy. Hello, Andy. I'm Steve, paramedic. This pain that you've got in your back, is it coming down your leg?
No,
it's just in one spot.
It's just in my kidney area.
If you take my hand, just put my hand about where it is.
Just there.
Just where my fingers are.
On both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not shooting down my legs. It's not going up. It's just in them two areas. Either side.
All right.
Any movement is agony, but he's putting on a brave face.
1 or 2 minutes. On a pain score of what? You're on a 9. All right. Yeah. You've done pain scoring before?
Yeah, because I broke my leg about 10 years ago. Broke fibula and tibia and that.
All right.
I'm used to pain.
Okay. The only pain relief I carry is morphine. I don't want to give you that while you're stood up because you're just going to go down on the floor. Yeah. But as soon as the ambulance gets here, we can give you something to try and ease that pain off. Gas and air. Okay.
As morphine is too risky to ease his pain, Andy must try and tough it out until the ambulance arrives 10 minutes later.
Hiya. All right. This is our guy, scaffolder. What I'm going to suggest is we just drop a board behind him and we'll do it that way. Yeah?
You're feeling pretty comfortable, just like that, if we get no. Right, we'll get this stuff as quick as we can and try and get something to take the edge off the pain, okay?
The spinal board is the only way to safely move him, but it's going to be painful.
Excellent. That's it. That's it. Can you just move your legs back a bit, Andy?
Just...
That's it.
Okay, just brace against us. That's it. Do what you've got to do.
Right, so we're all ready? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Once strapped on and lying flat, Andy can finally have some pain relief.
Andy, this is gas and air. This is what pregnant ladies get, okay?
Completely broken legs.
That's the one. You breathe it in. The more you take in, the better the pain relief. It'll make you feel a bit drunk, but you have to give it yourself.
Andy, you're going to need to just hold this.
That's it. Suck it in.
I'm just sucking through a straw, nice deep breaths.
You feeling anything? Yeah?
He's taken to casualty to see just what the problem is.
Nice deep breaths, right?
A couple of bumps as we go.
He's going up the ramp now.
It's our first line of pain relief. It reduced his pain from on a pain score of 9 down to 3. So it worked very well for him.
Mark's responding to a call by Market Police. They found a man slumped in the public toilets. He's overdosed on painkillers and it looks like a suicide attempt. This is going to take some sensitive handling.
Hello there, mate. Leave me alone. I can't just leave you alone, mate. I want to go. You can't do that, I'm afraid. You can't. Just get out of the way. Just get out of the way. What's your name again? No, calm down. Sit down. Calm down. Are you supposed to look well? Yeah, do you understand? Who cares? Just leave me alone. No, they can't. They've got a duty of care to look after you.
Now, believe it or not, attempted suicide is an offence, and I can arrest you. I don't want to. I just want these people to help you.
You can't help. Let me just talk to you. All right. Okay. How long ago did you take these tablets?
About 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes ago. You ever done anything like this before?
I'd say no, but you'd only find out yes anyway.
Okay. Have you been sick at all?
Yeah, all over the floor.
You were sick here? Okay, so tablets on the floor.
The good news is that the man is vomited, which means less tablets in his stomach, but overdoses can cause liver problems, seizures and high blood pressure. To be safe, he needs to go to hospital, if Mark can persuade him.
You don't understand, I haven't got any mates. Everybody hates me. I hate me. Just leave me alone.
We don't hate you, though. We're here to help. No, we're here to do a job, mate. We're here to help you. No, I know you're upset. I know you're angry.
Sorry.
But I'm not upset with you. I'm not angry with you. I'm here to help. Can I just explain to you what happens, mate? And I'm sure you know the score. Albeit you've thrown up, you've also said to me, whatever happens, you're just going to go home and do it again, or go somewhere else and do it again. Knowing that, we can't just leave you, mate. We've got a duty.
Why?
Because we've got a duty.
You don't know me. Why do you care?
Because we're in a carer profession.
People who do know me don't care, so why do you?
Because you can be arrested on the Mental Health Act. But we don't want to go down that line because we just want you to walk with us, get you onto the back of the ambulance, take you up to hospital, get you sorted. That's the easiest option. So it's just the easiest.
How long will it take?
As long as it takes. What you've got to bear in mind is that you're taking tablets, it takes so long to get into your system, you'll have to have blood tests. But the main thing is, there's going to be somebody there taking care of you, they're going to be looking after you. And that's what we've got to start to do. Yeah? Yeah? So you're going to come and get on the back of the ambulance with us, mate? Good man. Well done. Nice and slowly.
After 12 minutes, Mark's patient negotiation has paid off. It's a skill paramedics have to call upon all too often.
To turn up to this type of incident, and you've got to try and win somebody over, try and get them used to you and get them to be confident in you, and then to eventually coax them onto the ambulance. No need for intervention from police. It's good because at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is go add into the gentleman's problems. Once he's at hospital, we can only hope that he'll accept help and maybe on the road to recovery.
Essex, Operation Nash. Random checks on vans and commercial vehicles in and around Colchester, in the east of the county. On duty, PC Mick Wills. Mick can quickly accelerate from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. The biker cops are perfectly equipped to pounce.
Hello, mate. Can you just pull over past the lights there for us, please? Thanks a lot. Morning. Just a routine check, that's all.
I thought I'd done something wrong.
No.
Sorry, it's just me, mate.
But a routine paperwork check soon turns into something else.
Smell of alcohol. Did you have a skinful last night?
No, I had a few glasses of wine last night with my missus, but...
I'll just do a breath test as well, all right? Not anything this morning at all? No.
Cool, blimey.
What, you can smell it as well?
I smell it from here.
Yeah.
Just one large glass of wine is enough to put most people over the limit. It takes at least 12 hours for alcohol to clear from the body.
What all we need to do is just take a deep breath. I'll hold the box, all you've got to do is blow through it, okay? Blow. Keep going, that's it, thank you. Just that couple seconds to analyse that, and I'm going to give us a reading, all right? It's a positive test, all right? So you're under arrest on providing a positive test. You don't have to say anything. It may harm your defence if you don't mention when something later on in court. Anything you do say, maybe give it evidence, all right? You've been arrested before for driving?
Yeah, about 20 years ago.
Ah, right. Just put your arms out for me. I'm just going to handcuff you. Safe. You all right?
The driver's taken to Colchester Police Station. A second breath test confirms he's over the limit.
Okay, where you go?
Well, as far as traffic policemen are concerned, it doesn't get any more serious than that. You know, it's a court. We see so much carnage and death and upset through drink driving.
1 in 6 road deaths is caused by drink driving.
And stop. Magic.
I've seen a triple fatal where 2 cyclists were killed by a drink driver who also killed himself from drugs as well. Lots of stuff which you don't really want to think about it.
59 and 54. Legal limit is 35.
He said he had 2 or 3 glasses of wine last night, but I'd be very surprised if that was 2 or 3 small glasses of wine for him to still be 1.5 times the limit at 10 o'clock in the morning.
With impaired judgment and slower reactions, drink drivers are twice as likely to have an accident. And there are other consequences too.
Your destiny on the window there? Yeah. Horrible.
It's going to screw up my personal life. I've been a mechanic for 24 years. I work on cars every day of the week. Really, I need them. I need a license to drive. So what the hell I'm going to do now? I don't know, maybe I'll go straighten wheels on Asda trolleys or something. I don't know.
How are you going to get home?
The driver was banned from driving for a year and fined £440.
Or a bus.
Birmingham, early afternoon, and there's no need for wheels as Barry is called to a jeweller's just yards away from where he's parked.
Hi.
All right. Should I come that side?
Fantastic. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
We're only across No, we parked across the road.
Catherine has fainted while buying her engagement ring with her fiancé Daniel.
You banged your head on the couch. You say you were ill this morning?
Yeah. We've both had a stomach bug, haven't we? Yeah.
Do you know where you are now?
Yes, I do, yes.
Where are we?
I'm in the jewellers in New Street. I've just picked up my engagement ring and fallen over.
Smashing, okie dokie. So you're really pleased with the ring then?
I'm delighted with it.
I think it should have been me that was falling over on the one page.
Oh, that was so weird.
Getting engaged might be overwhelming, but Catherine wasn't quite expecting to fall for Daniel in this way.
Have you paid for the ring yet? 'Cause you can back out.
Just a little sharp scratch on the side of your finger. It doesn't hurt.
Just to be sure, Barry runs a routine blood glucose check.
You went straight over. You were on the floor and your eyes were open.
Oh, sorry.
Fine. Well, within normal parameters.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, if you felt a bit iffy this morning,
Yeah.
it could be just an extension of that, to be perfectly honest.
It's an anecdote, isn't it?
Can we interest you in a trip to the hospital?
No, thank you.
All right, just be careful on your wedding day.
God, yeah.
2 on 2.
Less than a week after he was rushed to hospital and after specialist surgery, 11-year-old Hussein is back at home. But it'll be a while before the football-mad youngster, who plays for 2 local teams, will be back on the pitch. Scaffolder Andy's pain turned out to be an old muscular problem, but with the help of a belt similar to a weightlifter's, he's back at work. And Catherine's keeping everything crossed that she can keep upright on her big day. Next time on Emergency Bikers. Dealing with the aftermath of football violence.
Go on, talk to me. Say hello.
A weekend trip to England turned sour.
I've got to go because I'm going to throw up.
And a driver needs cutting out of her car.
Don't move.
Britain's emergency bikers are on the front line, racing to protect the public and save lives. And they've never been more crucial. With 33 million vehicles on the UK roads, the country's congested cities and major routes are the busiest in Europe. The bike squads of Essex Police and West Midlands Ambulance Service provide help where it's most needed, fast.
Brief off job. No reason you can have a lock knife. Straightforward offence. How many bangs did you hear?
On Emergency Bikers, there's been a shooting.
How many bangs did you hear? 2 bangs you heard.
It's in and out.
In and out. It's come out the neck.
A biker goes for a dip.
Within 2 miles of this house, there's been 3 deaths in recent years.
And a headmaster needs help fast.
There's a heart attack occurring as we speak.
Birmingham City Centre, and the 3 emergency biker paramedics are waiting for a call.
You get to promenade in the sun?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She said you were gorgeous then, mate.
She's right.
So, opticians, get out into High Street.
But when a call comes in, they're ready for action, and they can ride their Yamaha FJR 1300's top speed of 130, where traditional ambulances can't. Mark Hayes.
We don't have sat-navs. Reason for that is in the city centre, we don't always use the roads.
It takes precision riding to go straight onto a railway station platform, right into shopping precincts, or abandon the road altogether. To capture the action, we've put special cameras on each rider and bike, so we arrive at the scene the second they do. But as they risk their own lives to save others, not all calls are what they might seem.
Roger, understood. En route now.
A man is reported to be in trouble in the city centre. On call, Barry Rudge. Riding through the pedestrian area, Barry is on scene in just seconds. But there's no patient.
I mean, it's just took me 20 seconds to get here. There's nobody here. They're chasing the call back and listening to the actual recording to see if he's wandered off anywhere.
The 999 call came from a telephone kiosk, and Barry's worried what it might be.
We can get a lot of prank calls during the school holidays. Some people just make the calls and wander off again, and we don't wait for the ambulance to come out. Or a good member of the public might ring on behalf of somebody, and then that person doesn't want an ambulance, gets embarrassed and wanders off. It's just a matter of waiting now for the control to come back to us.
It's frustrating, but it has to be treated like any other emergency call.
Unfortunately, as well as the other aspect of this is while we're tied up on this job, if there is something else going on and somebody really does need us, we're stuck here until control go through the system and actually clear this call off. Roger, we can confirm there isn't a patient here, so if you don't mind, we will clear and we'll drop back into Cherry Street. Over.
It has taken Barry out of the system for 15 minutes. West Midlands Ambulance Service handle 2,000 calls a day, but only 10% of those are genuine emergencies. It's something that really gets to Mark Hayes.
False and malicious calls, they make me very angry because, one, I put my life at risk by responding on blue lights and sirens to a job, which, two, in turn, puts other road users or pedestrians in the city centre at risk, and members of the public that are ill and need a fast response vehicle puts them at risk because we're then tied up. So it has a knock-on effect for everybody.
A Category A call has just come in. It's the most serious type. A woman has collapsed in a shopping centre.
Yes, that's your thank you.
Mark is en route, riding right into the heart of the precinct, stopping just yards from the patient.
She started passing in and out of consciousness. Okay. She's back now.
We are not allowed into the shop and must wait on the concourse. Mark has now been with the patient for 20 minutes. It's not looking good. We learn an ambulance has been called. After 30 minutes, Mark emerges from the shop.
Serious? Period pains. I mean, I do sympathise, but what's annoying is when they know they have period pains and don't take any pain relief, and they have severe period pains. It's manageable. It must be unpleasant, but it's manageable, and it's not being managed, and that's what's happened today. She's severe pain, passed out. She's not took anything for the pain all day. This actually came through as life-threatening, an A category response, which quite clearly it isn't. So.
The woman will still have to go to casualty in an ambulance. She's a long way from home, and there's no one to take her there. Evening rush hour, and the city centre's roads are jammed. Mark's responding to a call that a man has been hit by a car. Weaving through the traffic, he covers the 3-mile journey in just over 4 minutes and is first on scene.
How are we doing there? Right.
I can't get the chat, the gentleman.
Okay, nice and still, please.
Doesn't speak much English.
Doesn't? We need to get a translator. Does anybody know?
No, he's...
With language barriers, this is going to be a tough shout for Mark. Birmingham is one of the most diverse cities in the UK with 20 different languages.
Any pain in his neck or his back at all, can you ask him? Has he got pain in his neck? It's really important. He's got pain. Keep still then. I'm just going to get Steve, you take the head for us, please. All right, because he's got neck pain, we need to keep him still and nice and straight. All right, got a real language barrier. He's come up over the bonnet, query us to speed. He's saying he's got pain in his knee, his neck and his head. Okay. All right, and that's as far as we've got. All right.
Witnesses suggest the car was going at less than 10 miles an hour, and there's some dispute over whether the man was actually hit.
Under 10? Yeah, apparently to start with. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, thank you.
But Mark can't take any chances.
Just relax a second. You're really tense. Relax. Can you look at me a second? Move your hand. Look at me. Open your eyes. Look at me. Now. Tell me to open his eyes.
As he continues with checks, Mark suspects that the man is faking some, if not all, of his injuries.
Yeah, no, he can open his eyes, mate. It's not going to stop him from opening his eyes. And let there be light. No, you're deliberately trying to close your eyes. Open your eyes. Mate, it's not a game, yeah? It's not a game. Also, he's smiling as well. It's not a game. Open his eyes.
The emergency bikers have seen enough to know when someone is playing the fool.
It's not fun. We're going to do everything. We do it by the book. Collar board, please, and we'll do the full Monty. All right. Smiling or grinning away underneath there.
So very funny for him, isn't it?
Yeah, uncover your face, chap. Slide down.
Oh, he understood that.
Yeah, uncover your face, chap. And grinning away.
He's loving it.
He is, isn't he?
But the man will still have to be taken to hospital, whatever Mark's doubts.
Dear. It annoys me because I just feel he wasn't being totally honest with us. We've got 2 police cars, a responder vehicle, an ambulance, myself. There's people out there that do need a vehicle. There's people here that do have homes and family to go home to. Can't call him a liar, he's a patient at the end of the day, but I have my doubts.
Essex, the emergency biker cop squad's priority, is policing the 5,000 miles of roads in the county. But they have to be equipped to deal with anything. Brushing up on his self-defense skills, PC Ray Jeffrey.
Single hand, strong hand, or both hands. And it is a strike. We're not pushing, actually striking through with the body weight.
The covered baton use, the CS spray that we're issued with, vehicle tactics, unarmed defence tactics. I've certainly had to strike a violent individual, and handcuffing is routine because we do meet a lot of angry people.
Good stuff, well done.
It's crucial in our day-to-day policing. You just never know who you're going to be stopping at the side of the road. We also assist with domestic disputes and punch-ups in the street, anything really that we're available for. You don't know when you're going to need to use some of the tools of the trade.
Stop struggling! Assaults on police in the UK have risen more than 10% in the last 3 years to more than 7,000. And Birmingham's biker paramedics have also had their fair share of close shaves.
On a late shift, we knocked the front door, and the other guy that I was with when I was first learning, he pushed me to the side, and a double-barrel shotgun came out through the letterbox. You tend to have to look at situations, what could happen always, and not what is happening at that point in time to keep yourself safe.
Last year, gun crime claimed 39 lives in Britain. As one of the bigger police forces, the West Midlands is one of the 3 areas which account for 65% of homicides, and the city has seen its fair share of violence.
Received, thank you.
There's been a shooting and Mark is racing to the scene. All emergency services are scrambled and will rendezvous at the scene, if they can find the victim.
Thank you. I'm in attendance at the junction. Is there a rendezvous point and any more details?
The casualty could be losing blood fast. Every second counts.
We'll have a look up there. Have a look up there.
Mark, the ambulance crew, and fellow paramedic Barry are all frantically searching for the victim.
Somewhere here.
Yeah, we're looking, we can't find.
Three minutes later, they locate him.
All right, sir. All right, okay, all right. What happened?
Been shot.
You've been shot. Okay, keep still, keep still, keep still. Keep still.
He staggered into a nearby house, taking the owner by surprise.
Knocked on the door, he sort of left me. I think he was looking for someone else just to answer a distress call. Opened the door and he's come running back to me. He's quickly phoned an ambulance. I've been shot.
How many times were you shot, young man?
No. You don't know. How many bangs did you hear? Two bangs you heard.
Well, they've got two entrance wounds, or we've got I think it's two entries.
Relax, relax.
The man is in shock and sweating profusely. Bullets can ricochet in the body, shattering bone. His heart could be damaged, his lungs and his blood vessels pierced. This could be life-threatening.
You're going to lose your cap, dude, all right?
Have a listen to the left-hand side of his chest.
Is his mum there, please? He's just come straight to my
Watch your
house.
hand.
There's been an accident. I need to speak to
Keep
his
it
mum
straight,
there,
mate.
please. All right then, can you? He's been in an accident. He's been shot.
Clear, right side clear. He's got a.
Been shot.
He's going to have a pneumothorax.
Well, I'm a nobody. Just come knocking on my door.
Yes, it has air entry. Definite. Air entry.
You sure?
Nice and quiet a second, please. Can I borrow your stethoscope? Can I have a go? Right. Deep breath.
Mark checks his airways.
And again. Okay, good man. And again. Yeah. He's got good bilateral air entry.
At the moment, his lungs seem okay.
Chap, your trousers are going to have to be cut. We need to check over your top to toe. All right.
Do you hurt anywhere else? In your chest?
Oh, down my left side, you know.
But just in your body?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking, so it's come across here. We got.
I think they're both entry wounds. I think it's two entries.
Okay, just give us your...
Watch your hand a sec, chap.
One of them's not big enough for an exit.
I'm just going to bandage that, because that's loose.
That's an entrance, isn't it?
They
were behind you. Mark, it's in and out.
In and out. It's come out the neck.
It's in there, straight, and it's bounced off his shoulder blade and
come up through the skin.
Yeah.
It looks as though there's only one bullet, known as a through and through, but it could have hit one of the major vessels in the neck, the carotid, which carries blood to the brain. There could be a risk of hemorrhage.
I think we need to grab a collar because of where it is.
Okay.
You want to grab a collar, we'll collar him.
I've got a collar in my bag.
Suddenly, Mark spots a stranger at the door.
Not here.
Are you with these, are you? Is he family with you? Do you want to get out? Do you want to get out of the house, please?
Okay.
Out the house.
It's going to feel uncomfortable, alright?
The gunman might still be in the area. Everyone must be on alert.
Just make sure there's no lads hanging around out there. I don't know who he is. He's just wandered into the house. Cheers, Dad.
Okay.
Some strange lads just wandered into the house. We just want to make sure it's clear to go out.
The victim must go to hospital fast.
Just relax.
Still down, Kurt. Good lad. Spot on. Swing your legs up if you can.
Bump there.
Good lad.
Mark will go with him in the ambulance. And there is a problem developing.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
A single shot wound, entry and exit. Entry is left shoulder blade. Exit's coming out to the left front of neck. ETA of about 6 minutes. Cheers, thank you. Bye. About ready. I think we need to reassess the chest, have another listen.
Yeah, I was going to say, my stats there, do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Diminish on the left.
Diminished left upper. Now, what's probably happened is that your lungs collapsed on the left side. Yeah, we're getting air entry down the bottom of your lung, at the top it's quiet. And you've got to bear in mind where you've been shot. It's come in your back and it's come out of your neck, and the path that it seems to... No, you'll be all right, dude. You're awake, you're talking, and you've got the A-team on the job. You'll be all right, dude. No, you'll be all right, mate. You'll be all right. You're going to Silly Oak, which is one of the best trauma centres out. I'll look after you, mate.
2 minutes later, they're at the hospital.
He's heard 2 bangs. He's got 2 wounds, believe one to be an entry on his left shoulder blade.
Okay, thank you. Can we transfer him and set him up? I want to see the back straight away.
The adrenaline is flowing, my heart's pumping, a bit warm. It's a firearms incident, so firearms are first on scene. Obviously, they are concerned with where it's took place. Is there somebody else walking around with a firearm? They need to locate that person. But first and foremost, it's patient treatment. That's what we need to be doing. That's what it's about.
The biker paramedics are seeing more and more violent incidents, which puts them in the line of fire.
It's highly likely, with the volume of people that are there, that the offender is close by or even watching what's going on, which you don't stop and think about that because you deal with a job in hand, you're there to do a job, and that's what you do. But afterwards, you think, well, hang on a minute, I could have been at risk, somebody could have been there, something could have happened to me. But at the end of the day, I'm here to do a job. I enjoy my job, and it won't stop me doing my job.
The Essex Police Motorcycle Squad has a road network of thousands of miles to keep safe. Backed up by intelligence and automatic number plate recognition cameras, the cops on their powerful BMW R1200 RTs are faster than a cop car to intercept offenders. The A12 is known as one of the worst roads in Britain. It's an economic lifeline for Essex. But in 6 months alone, it's claimed 2 lives and injured 82. On duty, PC Roy Keys. He's onto a rental car that has been flagged up.
Ah, that's right. You got your licence with you?
The driver only holds a provisional licence, but there are no L plates on the car, and he should be supervised by a full licensed driver.
You haven't got any L plates, have you? Pardon?
It was on yesterday. It must have come yesterday.
Was it?
There are 2 passengers with him. One's banned from driving, so Roy checks on the other.
Can we just do another #GL to see what his licence is? Michael, this fella's only got a provisional licence anyway. To be supervised, you need to have someone who's 21 years or more and has held a full licence for 3 years. Now, just to explain what's happening, I've got bad news coming in your direction. Because you've got a provisional licence, if you're committing an offence of driving otherwise in accordance with a licence, which you are, in that you're not being supervised and you haven't got L plates on, the car gets seized by the police.
It's a rental vehicle, officer.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but it's to stop you driving in these circumstances. Our hands are tied somewhat in that as soon as we're committing this offence. The problem is, if I was to say to you, hang on, listen carefully. If I was to say to you, drive carefully, and I know it's a remote chance, but you get involved in a crash or something, you'd be in trouble and my job would be in trouble.
Yeah,
so hang on, please. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. So as soon as we stop someone in these circumstances, that's what happens.
The reason why I've been pulled over, because it's a nice day, yeah? IC3 mil, as they call it, you know, IC3 mil. I don't know, like, I see him, he saw me, and it's just like, from there, something was clicked in his head that something's going wrong. The only thing that's going wrong is that my L plates went on the car, so.
I'll probably issue him with a fixed penalty ticket, which is a £60 fine and 3 points. We're still just checking out the legitimacy of him actually renting the vehicle, because it seems unusual for a rental company to rent a car to someone with only a provisional licence.
Yeah? That's what it seems like.
Seems like what?
These guys, yeah? These guys right now, they ain't got nothing to do. It's a nice day, they got nothing to do.
Us to do? Got loads to do.
Basically, they're trying to make themselves feel like they're doing a good job, and they're not. All they're doing is just harassing people.
Not harassing, I've never met you before in my life.
But you're harassing people, isn't it?
What do you think so?
They got their job to do, innit? Making the world safer and that. These are the real heroes, man. Look, they're stopping real crime right now. It's a nice day in that. Should be out there doing like stopping robberies or I don't know, doing some burglary jobs or something,
Well, like I
or
said, why pay
stolen
more?
cars or something.
Why pay more?
You know what I mean?
Further checks reveal that all is in order with the rental of the car, but that doesn't mean to say it won't be seized.
This is a seizure notice. The vehicle's being here, this is important. Being seized because you're committing that offence, which I've outlined. The procedure to get it back, someone is going to have to pay £150 and £20 a day.
That's what I mean. It's their car, so they've got to bring all that down, innit?
Well,
it's not my vehicle.
It's not your vehicle, but you've got certain responsibilities as a driver. OK, that's yours.
The lads have a long walk to the next services to call a cab and get home. Roy's no newcomer to heated exchanges.
Yeah, they seemed OK in the end. But, obviously, you know, we stop a car in these circumstances, there's only ever going to be one result. We've just had the rental company phoning up. Obviously, they've got wind of what's happened. Obviously, it's a 59 plate Peugeot. They're keen to get it back as soon as they can. So I don't think the driver's going to be interested in going and collecting it, but the rental company are. And presumably, they're going to send them a big bill.
Birmingham. A call's come in for a suspected heart attack. On duty, Steve Harris.
212 details received, over.
He makes his 3.5-mile journey across the city to Harborne in 7 minutes and is first through the door. Headmaster Alan Browning had breathing problems during morning assembly and is now really struggling.
Hello, sir. What's happening to you?
Well, panting.
Do you have any pain at all?
Not really, a bit of hardness there, perhaps.
Hmm?
Hardness here.
Okay. Okay. Just try and relax. I know it's easy for me to say. All right. Have you ever had anything like this before?
Well, it was a minor case of it yesterday. Yeah.
Can I tell you, yesterday, I'd had 3 episodes after a walk on Sunday. Monday, suddenly, breathless or whatever, went to Celio, couldn't see anything on it, got discharged yesterday. They're going to do a stress test in the future. But this is worse than anything.
This is the worst one that you've had.
And you talked about tingling in that,
I'm just going to...
that arm.
Shortness of breath, tingling in the arm, and the tightening of the chest are early signs of a heart attack. An ambulance is on its way. Steve runs some checks.
His blood pressure was up yesterday. They thought it was going to be the anxiety of the...
I was just about to say, under these circumstances, we would expect some high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Just as you say, through anxiety.
Yeah.
Have you eaten yet today?
Yes.
Yeah. Just relax from that. What I want to do is just do your blood sugars. And to do that, I'm going to need a little swat of blood.
The ambulance is just minutes away, but Alan's breathing is getting worse.
How are you feeling? Anything changing?
Just need to get a breath in.
Sharp stretch.
If blood sugar levels are low, it suggests palpitations and anxiety, which could lead to seizure. Alan's clearly deteriorating.
Just tell me what's happening, please.
I'm just needing to get somewhere where
Would you be more comfortable sitting up?
Breathing problems lying down is a sign of a heart in trouble. Steve needs to keep Alan quiet and calm. Steve's been on scene for 9 minutes, and now the ambulance crew arrive to get Alan to hospital.
I'll be back a bit. Oh, hello there. Hello.
An ECG, or electrocardiogram, maps the activity of the heart, and Alan is showing some worrying signs.
Well, it's certainly in 5 and 4. 1.
1 in AVL and 5 and 4.
Yeah.
All right, my love. We got some changes on your ECG today, all right, sweetheart? So we're going to pop some oxygen on you. I need to pop a cannula into your arm as well. We're going to have to give the hospital a shout, all right, to tell them what we found. There may be a possibility we're going to be going straight to have an angiogram now, all right, my love? Try and relax as much as you can. I know it's easy to say.
Alan is suffering a heart attack at this moment. Parts of his heart aren't working as they should. serious heart failure is a real possibility.
Is there GTN and aspirin in the...
Yes, there is, on the right-hand side. The right-hand pouch. Should all be in there.
Steve uses GTN spray to dilate vessels and boost blood flow.
Tastes a little bit funny, okay? And you may also start to feel a little bit
I think
of
it's
a
height
headache.
and weight.
He also gives Alan aspirin to reduce the risk of blood clots and break down any which might already exist.
There will be a cardiac doctor waiting for Alan. He will be seen as soon as he's in there, and if the cardiac doctor agrees with our diagnosis, he'll be in theatre within 30 minutes or so.
With 27 years service under his belt, Steve is in no doubt he has the best job in the world.
When I joined the service, motorcycles were unheard of. I believe that West Midland Ambulance were the first in the world to introduce paramedics on motorcycles. I'd recently done the paramedic training, qualified as that, and then to be able to ride a motorbike as well. It was a fantastic feeling.
But he's also seen plenty of changes.
We get a lot of rubberneckers. It seems we're prime entertainment, I think, in the street. Wherever we pull up, people will gather to see what we're doing. It can cause problems. We get lots of crowding. We do get people bringing the mobile phones out and trying to film what's happening. We try, if we can, to take control of the scene, get the people to stand back a bit, to give us a bit of space, give the patients a bit of privacy, a bit of dignity. But it doesn't always work.
But he has a surefire way of handling the pressure. After long shifts on the bike, Steve takes to four wheels, off-roading, in his custom-built Land Rover Discovery 300 TDI.
Every modification that's been made is to make the truck more effective. It goes exactly where I point it. Doesn't let me down. I've been happy to drive it on a 6,000-mile trip to Morocco through the Sahara Desert. No problems. It's nice to get out and about. It's nice to get away from the city. You're in the countryside. You're with a group of great people, and it's just an escape. Within the club, my nickname is Leadfoot. When I first started this hobby, I was under the impression that you needed speed and momentum to get through. Therefore, I used to put my foot down. I've now learned to calm things down a bit, but they still call me Leadfoot.
Essex, picturesque Finchingfield in the northwest of the county, said to be the most photographed village in England. Residents happily welcome most visitors. But there are some others would rather not have around. Trying to keep the peace, PC Roy Keys.
I think the majority probably tolerate them, understand they're going to come here, but you know, they just hope that they ride safely.
The roads in and around the village are a biker's paradise, but there's a price to pay. Over the last 3 years, within a 2-mile radius, 7 bikers have been seriously injured and 2 killed.
You know, and I'm all for the fact that these guys keep the pub and trade and all of that sort of stuff. But it's a bloody nuisance, you know, and, you know, we've got friends that are bikers and that's all fine, but not at the expense of our cats and our dogs and our kids.
In response to the residents' complaints, Roy is enforcing the 30-mile-an-hour limit around the village.
The residents do get upset, A, with speeding motorcyclists and antisocial riding. You know, the vast majority of the motorcyclists respect the speed limit. You're always going to get a very small percentage who perhaps aren't interested in what we've got to say and, you know, will misbehave whether we're here or not.
And soon he's called to an incident on the edge of the village. A man test riding a brand new £10,000 bike has lost control on a bend. He's ripped through a hedge and landed in a garden pond. He's been lucky, no one else was involved, and as the biker cops take a statement, the only thing hurt is perhaps his pride. But the resident, whose pond he plunged into, has had enough.
The second time this has happened, within
2 years, 3 years maybe. The motorcyclists that fall off always say they weren't going fast. They treat this road as a racetrack. They're not going anywhere. They're not travelling to see people or go to places. They're just using it as a circuit to race around on. It has been said that an awful lot of Essex police are motorcyclists themselves, and there's a sense that, well, they're not really that interested.
Roy's interested, and while he waits for a crane to come and retrieve the bike, he breaks out the speed gun.
Get 75, that bloke make his day, but no, they're not speeding. They're just about on the limit.
The people up here have been complaining about this for at least the last 10 or 15 years, and the hazards. I mean, within 2 miles of this house, there's been 3 deaths in recent years.
The biker will be charged with careless driving, but instead of a penalty, gets the chance to do a bike-safe course. 250 motorcyclists have been killed or seriously injured over the last year in Essex. The biker cops run more than 40 educational programs in a bid to bring down the rate. One of the instructors is PC Ray Jeffrey. He's as mad about bikes off-duty as he is on, the 3rd generation of bikers in the family. His pride and joy is his Honda ST1100 Pan-European Tourer.
You can't beat the feeling of freedom, but above all that, it's the performance. You can buy performance cars, but I don't think you get the same exhilaration that you get with 2 wheels. And the skill that goes with it, you know, to safely negotiate a whole series of bends at a fairly high speed, there's a lot of mental input to that. I think a lot more than you have to input with cars. It's still down to pilot error if you come a cropper on one of these things.
Roy boasts an accident-free record in 24 years of riding, but he's seen enough to want to keep other bikers out of trouble.
Probably the worst one from memory. Didn't result in a fatality, thank goodness, but a young rider, 24-year-old, who was the same age as my son at the time, been riding a good few years, had a large sports bike, negotiating a swooping right-hand bend. Car driver coming in the opposite direction on his phone and hit the bike full on, and unfortunately took the lad's leg off at the knee. And having been airlifted to Broomfield Hospital, they realised that his arm was also damaged beyond repair, and they had to amputate his arm as well. So there he is, 24 years of age, at -2 limbs.
It's accidents like this that spurred the police into creating Bike Safe to assess and advise riders.
You're obviously a bit of a sports bike fan then.
Yeah, I do like them, Brad. I'm looking at getting a touring bike actually.
Well, as well as? Or?
I'd like to, but the wife is sort of shown an interest that she wants to come out with us, and I really wouldn't want to take her on the back of this.
No, that would crucify her, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Mike.
Classic mistake for motorcyclists is not realising how quick they're travelling until they have to brake, leaving their braking way too late, and having done that, looking at hedges, looking at ditches, because invariably you'll go where you're looking. Neither of you ride dangerously. In fact, you're both very competent riders, but we can all learn. Remember, it's that moment that you switch off. It's a moment that some bugger will catch you out and you see it.
Yeah, it went really well. I've learnt a lot. I would definitely recommend it.
Motorcyclists are exposed to danger in that even a minor coming together between a car and a bike can result in broken limbs. Today is about trying to give back some of the skills that we have and basically trying to keep them alive.
Essex, and the biker cops are coming off duty. It's been another safe day on the road for them, but they don't take any chances with their gear. PC Martin Ackers.
Yeah, the gear which we wear has all been carefully selected so that we are given the maximum amount of protection possible. Imagine coming off a motorcycle, 70 miles an hour, and all you're wearing is just a crash helmet, t-shirt in the hot weathers, shorts, maybe a pair of jeans. It doesn't bear thinking about. I've seen some horrific injuries. Classic one which I remember. Guy parted company with a motorcycle, hot weather, didn't have a pair of gloves on, and the first thing he'd obviously had done is put his hands out when falling off the bike, and they'd made contact with the road surface. And one hand in particular, I looked at the injury, and literally the skin had been removed from the palm of his hand, and you could see where the road surface had ground away his bone as well, where he'd taken that initial impact onto the road surface. All for the sake of my hands getting a bit hot in a pair of gloves. Absolutely horrific.
65% of biker injuries happen between April and September, when the weather's at its best. On speed patrol and hammering home the clothing message, PC Mick Wills.
This is the route that the bikers will use as a little playground. Last Thursday we had a biker seriously injured along this stretch of road here. All the right gear on, riding nicely. Might be a policeman. Headquarters down there.
Only 1% of all drivers in the UK are bikers, but they are 30 times more likely to die than a motorist. So it's wise to take every precaution.
Hiya! Just come round the roundabout and just pull over here, please, for me. Quick chat with you, OK? Thank you. Hello. Bag on my back. Have you? Do you want to just jump off and take your... Yeah. Thanks very much. What's your... You're not getting a ticket right before we start, so you know this is a chat, OK? What's your name?
Martel.
Martel?
Yeah.
OK, I'm Mick Martel. Yeah. But we'll have a chat with you about the clothing you're wearing.
I've got my jacket on.
And your trousers. Have they got armour in them? They're not those dragging jeans, are they?
No, they're just jeans.
That's going to hurt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you got gear?
Yeah, at home. Yeah, I was just popping out quickly so my friends dropped an Xbox off and I was going home.
60 miles an hour, it's quite a high speed to be on your arse in a pair of jeans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bumping down the road. Give yourself half a chance to put some kit on.
The only legal requirement for a biker is a helmet. Everything else should be common sense.
That's crazy. Oh, mate. Just go round and roundabout and just pull in behind my bike, please.
Yeah, sure.
Nice bit of kit.
Cheers. Should be for the price, I'm hopeful.
How much?
£8.5 grand.
£8,500. I do want to speak to you about how you look. Do you feel a bit vulnerable or not?
Not really, because I've got my lid on, but I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Put some jeans on or put a suit on, yeah.
Yeah, what's going to happen if you have an accident? You're going to get mashed, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
What would you think if you saw yourself riding down the road?
Well, at first glance, I probably think that looks pretty cool, but second glance, I think if
it does look cool. I agree with you. It does look cool, and I'm jealous. I'm jealous I'm not that brave.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
It's got that, and ain't a lot, is it? And that crash helmet. That's it. It's skinned alive if you end up rolling down the road. You haven't even got gloves on, have you? You been hit by a bee yet?
Yeah, they hurt.
They really hurt. It's 60, don't they? Yeah, they do. Whether stopping them and telling them makes any difference whatsoever, I have no idea. You know, it'd be interesting to see him tomorrow, how he goes to work in the morning when it's nice and hot again. But, we'll have a go, won't you?
Birmingham, an emergency biker paramedic, Barry Rudge, has been called to a woman who's collapsed in a bus stop. He's a few hundred metres away and arrives in seconds.
We'll do your blood pressure, we'll do your oxygen levels, okay? Young Pat here has given blood for the, how many times this? 86th time. So she's given plenty during her career. She stood up to catch the bus when it turned up and she's gone giddy and passed out, ended up on the floor and she started vomiting. So her blood pressure might have been down a little bit while she was sitting down after giving blood. It went down too low and she's actually fainted. Are you feeling okay while you're sitting still?
Sick. It's not better than it was.
All right. Your blood pressure's okay at the moment, all right? Perhaps they took a little bit too much this time, eh?
Over the years, 71-year-old Pat's donated more than 45 litres of blood, the equivalent of a full tank of petrol in a small car.
So, have you got one of those medal things for giving lots and lots and lots? Which medal are you up to?
Gold.
Gold. Right, your oxygen levels are fine. We'll just do a quick check on your blood sugar levels. Did they give you a nice sweet cup of tea and stuff like that to follow it up?
An ambulance is on its way to take Pat to hospital.
Here's your free piece of NHS cotton wool. Treat it with respect. You don't get many of them. When we get you on the vehicle, if you're still giddy, we can pop you down the hospital. We might be able to use I think it might be a good idea to have a trip down to the hospital, don't you?
Pat will need monitoring. Any more dizzy spells might result in a serious fall and worrying injuries.
Right then, young lady, very carefully put your bottom there. That's a girl. I don't think people should be worried about giving blood. It's just the odd occasion. This happened to Patricia a couple of years ago, and she's given 6 more units since that point in time. She still feels a little rough, to say the least. She's got some abdo pains due to the vomiting. Hopefully her husband will be able to come and fetch her a bit later on this evening. She can have a day of rest and be looked after by her husband with tea and biscuits tomorrow.
As his shift draws to an end, Barry grabs a well-deserved snack.
During the day, control, I've got a window to give us our break. So when we take our breaks, we just park up in the city centre and eat whatever we want, really, within reason. The trouble is, if you get a treble 9 call, it has to go in the bin. Or you get ice nose, we're trying to eat it too quickly. Obviously, being in this trade, you have to sort of keep yourself trim and fit.
Trim your
Not.
hair.
Yeah, my hair's trimmed. This is my Party 7. Yeah, most people have a 6-pack. The older people of us will remember the Party 7s. That's what I've got down here.
Mine's a keg.
Oh, look. We're a waste. Look.
Can you not take him anywhere?
We can take him a second time, but it's usually to apologise.
The victim of the shooting in Birmingham was shot once, he survived, and police have made 4 arrests. Headmaster Alan Browning had to have a triple heart bypass and has made a good recovery. His wife, Helen, knows exactly who to thank.
I got a present. It's to the paramedic on the motorbike.
Does it say anything about looking like Kenny Rogers?
No, it doesn't actually. But yeah, it's nice when we do get a thank you. It shows we've been appreciated.
And after a gold medal and donating blood countless times, Pat has finally decided to call it a day. Next time on Emergency Bikers, an injured man takes some handling.
All right, it's all right. It's all right, I'm going to. Just relax.
The dangers of driving while tired.
36 hours or something without a rest, and it resulted in him killing people.
And Barry's called to an unusual address.
To find somebody in the middle of a bush in a park is actually a new one on myself.
Britain's emergency bikers are on the front line, racing to protect the public and save lives. And they've never been more crucial. With 33 million vehicles on UK roads, the country's congested cities and major routes are the busiest in Europe. The bike squads of Essex Police and West Midlands Ambulance Service provide help where it's most needed, fast.
Roof off job. No reason you can have a lock knife. Straightforward offence. How many bangs did you hear?
On Emergency Bikers, there's a suspected chemical leak in Birmingham City Centre.
We've got 6 casualties, with the potential for more that have been evacuated for the building.
Can trainee biker cop Lucy Watson become the first woman on the Essex squad?
You rode safely, but your position wasn't perfect.
And 2 children have been hit crossing the road. Birmingham, 7 a.m, and the biker paramedics are getting ready for another 12-hour shift, never knowing quite what lies ahead.
You could have the quietest shift you've had in weeks, or you could have the busiest shift that you've had in months.
Armed with a scaled-down version of everything a traditional ambulance carries, they are trained to deal with anything.
All right, just relax, just relax.
You overdosed on heroin. Somebody saw you there and they thought you were dead.
To capture the action, we've put special cameras on each rider and bike, so we arrive at the scene the second they do. The paramedic bikers are holed up, waiting for a call.
You should get 17 across.
because that's what you are.
Oh, hero.
7:40 a.m, rush hour in the city centre, and there's a report of a chemical leak. On call, Mark Hayes.
Yes, that's your seat, thank you. Give us an update, comrade.
There's been a suspected leak at a supermarket, and staff are complaining of throat and eye problems. The store is next to Birmingham New Street Station, which handles 140,000 commuters every day. It could be serious. Mark is just 2 streets away and arrives in under 2 minutes to be the first emergency service on scene.
Yes, I'm now in attendance. It looks like Tesco's is evacuated. No other services in attendance at the moment.
He can't take any chances. A chemical leak is potentially lethal, and no one knows what it is.
Who's the manager? What's happening?
When I came in this morning at 7 o'clock, there was a very, very strong smell, something like methylated spirits.
Okay.
So we weren't sure if it's like some chemical in the floor cleaner.
Okay.
But then also when you go down to the produce section down here, there's something very strong smelling that's coming through the air conditioning as well. I've got a couple of people that have to go up onto the roof up here to switch off the air conditioning.
Okay, all right.
Above the flat, so they're going to switch.
So nobody else is in the building now, everybody's out?
Nobody's in the building.
All right.
Everybody's out. I don't think there's anyone downstairs.
Just get everybody away from the door. We'll stand the other side of the street and we'll just hang fire.
Having moved most of the staff away from the area, Mark updates control.
The smell that's been described is it's a methylated spirit stroke nail varnish remover type smell. The majority of staff have been evacuated from the building. However, there are 3 members that have gone up onto, I believe, roof level to turn off air conditioning. They are still in the building. If anybody has any symptoms, start to feel unwell, and I need you to be serious about it, because obviously it is a serious thing. Please let yourselves be known, and we'll start to...
Everybody got a runny nose and a red eye. She's a red eyes, runny nose.
Who's got those symptoms at the moment?
Everybody, including me, he, because we were the one, we were in.
You're telling me all of you have got...
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
I need you to be honest. So who's saying they've got runny eyes and runny nose? You and you, just you 2. In which, and you, right, you 3 stay there. If you 3 stay over there, please. Any other symptoms?
No, just the runny nose and burning. We were using continuously these tissues and these things. I feel a bit dizzy.
Right, well just take a sit down there for me. Just to update on casualties, I've got 3 members of staff that are complaining of burning eyes and runny nose. As I say, we believe there may be 3 other members of staff still in the building.
As 3 other workers emerge from the building, more people are starting to suffer. Along with the dizziness, running noses and eyes, there's another worrying symptom.
Have you come out with a rash? You need to stay here then, please. We've now got 6 people, all complaining of burning eyes and runny nose. We're just going to treat them and triage as a precaution.
A serious situation is developing. Officer Tim Hughes from the City Centre Ambulance HQ has arrived to help coordinate the operation.
Sorry, what's your name, please? Sharon. Sharon, she's the manager.
Right, I'm Tim Hughes, Ambulance Service, all right.
Going to need you to start doing some obs and some paperwork. The main symptom you've got is a bit of a rash.
A bit of a rash, it's going now, that's the end.
Yeah, okay. No burning or anything?
While Mark and Barry continue to assess patients, the decision is taken to scale up the response.
This is obviously now classed as a major incident because of, one, it's a chemical incident. We've got 6 casualties with the potential for more that have been evacuated for the building. We're in the city centre. Above Tesco's, you've got flats.
The Ambulance Service Hazardous Area Response Team arrives, a unit equipped to deal with major incidents from chemical leaks to terrorist attacks. The fire brigade and the police are called. The area will be sealed off. Mark and Barry's priority remains the patients.
If your symptoms change whilst we're here, if you do start to feel better or you start to feel worse, it's important that you tell us. All right. Hopefully you're going to start to feel better.
Oh, okay. Need to get to your ankle, please, sir.
I need you to go.
You taking your medication this morning? No. I'm going to try it on the other arm.
Specialist medical help has arrived to support the emergency bikers.
How you doing, Doc? You all right?
Andy Thurgood.
Mark. All
Mate.
6 casualties from various locations within Tesco's, all pretty much complaining of the same thing. Burning to the eyes, nose and the back of the throat. All other observations, ECGs, oxygen saturations,
So you're happy
absolutely
then?
fine.
Absolutely happy.
Absolutely fine. We're just going to monitor them, document them. And,
You're going to send them to hospital?
we wasn't. What we were hoping to do is monitor them here.
Yeah.
And I mean, the one lady there, she's recovered. She had a little bit of a rash. That's on her arms.
Yeah.
That's gone. She's starting to make a good recovery.
Yeah.
If that's the case, we'll clear them here. If that's all right with you.
No, I think that's a good idea. They all look fine.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
Okay.
Well done.
Lovely.
Good.
Cheers. Thank you.
The patients must be closely monitored until the leak is identified, and the emergency services know exactly what they are dealing with.
Ladies first. Do you want to pass that over the back? We've got some more coming. And another one.
Firemen with breathing apparatus prepare to go into the 7-story building to discover just what the leak is.
At the time we thought it was the floor cleaning machine.
Right.
Perhaps it got a faulty batch of the cleaning fluid in it. So we've taken that off the shop floor, put some just clear water in it and gone back round the floor again. But it seemed like there was still something coming through the air conditioning system.
I would assume they're going to go and get samples of maybe air samples. They'll liaise with fire. Fire will have specialists that will probably already be in attendance. How's the symptoms between everybody? Any better? Now you're out in the fresh air? Improving? Yeah, improving. Improving, 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 improving. Once your symptoms are more or less gone, we can discharge you from scene then. And the advice is that any worries, any concerns, go to your GP. All right, so tell us when you're starting to feel pretty much back to normal. All right, the symptoms seem to be easing, so our role now is just to monitor the patients. Hopefully we'll be able to discharge them for scene, so there'll be no need to pass them on to a hospital. The important thing is for us that obviously patient welfare, make sure that they're warm, the symptoms start to ease. We need to find out what the chemical is. Main thing is you're recovered. Yeah, it's good. It never crossed my mind whether we'd gone OTT. At the end of the day, we've got 6 people that are complaining of runny eyes, runny nose, burning throat. What we did was by the book and it had to be done. Because potentially a large store like Tesco's in the city centre, the hundreds and possibly thousands of people that go in and out the store in a day, if it was left and it did turn out to be something nasty, I mean, casualties could be a lot higher.
Essex, and the biker cops are cracking down on a notorious killer, mobile phones. Drivers on phones are 4 times more likely to be in an accident. But however well known the dangers, the number of offenders has risen over the last year. On patrol, BC McWills. Police bikers are the perfect weapon for spotting phone abuse. Riding high, it's easier for the cops to spot drivers using one. And the squad's BMW R1200 RTs, which can accelerate from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, means they can swoop fast. It's not long before Mick spies his first catch.
Hello, sir. No way been stopped?
Yes, I was using the mobile phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not got hands-free in there?
It's not working very well at the moment, but yeah, it should work, yes.
Phone users are more lethal than drink drivers. Their reactions are even slower. And the biker cops know the dangers only too well.
If you're riding a bike past a road junction or a T-junction or roundabout and they're sitting there and they're looking at you and they're chatting on the phone, it's just really scary because you think, is he actually going to, does he know what he's looking at or is he thinking about his phone call, you know? So yeah, it sort of fits a bit of a spot with me.
I guess you think you'll never get caught, or you know.
Well, yeah,
it's wrong.
Getting caught's the best thing that happen to you. But the worst thing is that I can show some terrible photographs of people that have been on phones and pulled out in front of bikes or cars and it all ends in a right mess, just because someone's mind's not on the game, really.
Yeah.
Despite a fine of £60 and 3 points, there are still plenty of people taking the risk. Alongside Mick on patrol, PC Martin Eckers. Business is brisk.
Hello there. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Right.
I'm Nick. I've got away with it all these years. So.
Right, now's the time to go out and buy the Bluetooth, isn't it?
I've got it, but it don't bloody work. You can hardly hear anybody sitting in the passenger seat of my van.
Right.
But half the time you can't hear what they're saying, so I take it off and end up picking the phone up.
I don't know what we've got to do to get through to people, really. And this is just along this stretch of road. We've stopped, 5, 6, 7 people within the space of about an hour and a half. That's just along this road. You think of all the other roads around. We're literally touching the tip of the iceberg here. It really is a problem. Try and keep off the phone, please. All right, nice to meet you. Sorry about the circumstances we have to meet under. All right, and thanks very much for your time. All the best to you, sir.
Last year, Essex Police issued more than 750 tickets in 1 month alone. And yet another offender has just come to Martin's attention.
Car's coming a bit close. Is this your own motor car?
It is my
and it's
own
registered
motor
to your good self at your home address?
It is, yeah.
Right, I'll just take some details down. All right.
Can I just make a phone call? Because I'm meant to be picking my mum up.
Yeah, make a quick call to her, no problems at all. The gentleman didn't have a seatbelt on, very clearly seen through the driver's door window. And also, as he's just pulled in, I've noticed that he was on his phone as well. So I'll just have a chat with the guy, run him through a few checks on him and see what I'm going to get with him, really. Might be a bit lenient, might not be. We'll see how we get on, really, how he speaks to me. Have you got any points on your driving licence?
I don't think so, no.
Providing the check's all OK that you have no points on your driving licence, what I'll say to yourself, you may choose to have the ticket for the mobile phone, the ticket for the seatbelt, or the third option, which I've never had anyone take up, but you could be my first, you could have both tickets. Can I persuade you to have both?
No, one or the other.
Joking aside, road safety.
Yeah, cool, I totally understand.
Please stay off the phone.
Fair cop.
Yeah, and please keep your belt on.
Yeah.
Not surprisingly, the driver opted for the seatbelt ticket and was fined £60. The police have a mountain to climb in educating drivers about phone use. And it's not just motorists who are at it, as Biker Squad Sergeant Nick Edwards has discovered.
Probably the strangest thing I've dealt with on a motorcycle was a young lad, a 16-year-old on a scooter, a number of years ago, that was texting using his left hand on his mobile phone, sending a text message. He wasn't wearing any gloves and he had jeans on and a sweatshirt and a helmet, I think, and not a lot else. He did say that he had gloves with him, and they were indeed under his seat, and they were a fantastic pair of carbon knuckle gloves. And when I asked him why he wasn't wearing them, he said, because I can't text while I'm wearing the gloves.
Birmingham, a 2009 survey cites the city as having the third highest accident rate in the country. In the UK, around 20% of those injured are pedestrians under 15, and Mark Hayes has just had a call.
The van that's gone into 2 children.
A 13-year-old girl and a 3-year-old sister have been hit crossing the road on the edge of the city centre, just yards from home. They were off to buy some pop. As an emergency biker, Mark can get through the traffic faster than a traditional ambulance. And in just under 4 minutes, he's covered more than 3 miles to take control.
Just speed at the moment. All I can get, I think her name's Jasmine. Okay. All right. Hello there. How are you doing, Doc? Jasmine. Hello. Jasmine, I need you to keep still. All right. Will you do me a big favour? Yeah. My name's Mark. I'm a paramedic, and I'm going to look after you, make sure that you're not hurt. All right. Can you do me a favour then, please, my love? Until we've checked you out properly, I need you to be nice and still. Yeah. All right. So just nice. All right. Your mum's going to be here in a minute. Take over the head. Yeah. All right. Your mum's here. Mum, do us a favour, Mum. Come down here to her level. Do me a favour, just ask her to calm down and keep nice and still. She's going to be all right, yeah?
Mark needs to assess Tasman's injuries.
Good girl. Right. Do you have any pain in your head, your neck or your back? Don't shake your head. Just say yes or no. Right. Any pain down here? Any pain down here? Any pain down here? Down here. Move your feet for me. Move your fingers for me. Squeeze my hands. Lovely. Do you have any pins and needles anywhere? Right. Just for a second, what I want you to do is just stay nice and still.
But it's not just Tasman who needs help. She was crossing the road with her 3-year-old sister, Mackenzie.
Little girl, I saw a bit bruising on that side of her head.
Yeah, it's on the temple there.
Is she normally quiet?
No, she's usually jumping around like a... Yeah.
Both girls will be taken to Birmingham Children's Hospital for further checks.
It's all right.
My initial thoughts were a van versus 2 children. It does go through your mind, you do think the worst. With children, a noisy child is a good child, that's a good sign. It's when they're really, really quiet and lethargic, that's the time to worry.
Crucial medical decisions combined with concentrated fast riding pile on the pressure, but Mark knows just how to cope, fishing with his kids.
Oh, you all right? Watch your float. It's moving. You do think of family if you've gone out to an RTC where there's a child involved. It's just nice to get home and see them, and it makes you very, very grateful for what you've got. Duck's laughing at you because you're not caught anything.
You haven't caught anything either. Probably laughing at you. I could probably do better than you. And plus you've been here longer, so you've done even rubbisher than me.
Rubbisher?
Yeah, whenever it is.
Essex biker cops have had a huge impact. In 5 years, their vigilance on key county routes has helped to cut the road injury and death rate by nearly 1/3. Now the squad's doubling in size. Aiming to be the first woman on the unit, 47-year-old mum of 2, PC Lucy Watson. She's already started her advanced training, but with no guarantee she'll pass the grueling 3-week course, she's got to prove she's got what it takes.
I started riding in the woods when I was 12, had a moped when I was 16, had a 125 when I was 17. I never owned a car for years. One of my childhood ambitions was to be a traffic motorcyclist.
She didn't get off to the best of starts.
First week I was wondering if I'd left this too late. It was all a bit hard getting all my confidence back. But yeah, it suddenly all clicked after 4 days on the bike, and thoroughly enjoying it.
Now the course gets even tougher. Blue light training, simulating a dash to an emergency at speeds twice the national limit. And instructor Sergeant Ian Mashada is under no illusions just how dangerous it can be.
Bikes do tend to get through the traffic a lot quicker. There's also the inherent dangers. It is inherently an unstable machine, only having 2 wheels, and the vulnerability of the rider without any metalwork around them. Should they unfortunately crash, the chances are they will be injured. Wait for a reaction from any of the car drivers and wait till your gap is there before you create it. Leave yourself as escape routes. I will demonstrate first off, then I'll ask you to take over, and we'll take it from there.
Ian will lead Lucy on her first run through and around Chelmsford and Braintree, combining the hazards of city centre traffic and fast open roads. Riding on blues and twos demands cool control and speed. Lucy's got to ride fast but must also quickly assess hazards. She must keep herself out of trouble.
You put yourself in direct conflict with all other road users. You're asking car drivers to move out of the way, you're asking pedestrians not to cross the road, and you're all doing it at a fairly high speed. Unless you've got a certain amount of self-control, the adrenaline can take over.
Now it's Lucy's turn to take the lead. She's got to set the pace and spot the dangers. Back at base, it's time for Ian's critique.
From my point of view, that was fine. There wasn't any problems there. You were very safe, and The pace that you went through Braintree was excellent, especially as it's market day. You know, we came around that bend near the White Hart Hotel, and there's people crossing the road, there's all sorts. So you took your time as you got through there, which was good. If anything had pulled out in front of you, you would have just been able to stop and avoided a collision. So that was good. We got through the traffic, we got through the town, we didn't cause anybody to take any evasive action. It's all done very controlled. It was an uneventful ride, which is great.
That's the way I like it.
Her final assessment is just around the corner and she's feeling optimistic.
It's the best course I've ever done. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's just reminded me of all the things I loved about motorcycling. I think, yeah, it's all come back and I'm absolutely loving it.
Birmingham, one of the most densely populated cities in the UK, where temperatures can sometimes run high. There's been a fight and a teenager is said to be injured. On duty, Steve Harris. On his motorcycle, Steve can go where a traditional ambulance can't, through a pedestrian precinct and into the crowd.
Patient. See some marks about it. Instead of looking at you here, why don't we pop you down in the ambulance? It's all a bit hazy at the moment, but there's been some sort of fight between a large group of people. The girl we're just taking down to the ambulance has been hit around the head. We're going to examine her there where it's quiet. We can assess her properly and get her out of this situation.
The teenager has been whisked to the safety of the ambulance. Emergency bikers are vulnerable, but Steve knows how to keep out of trouble.
You do feel vulnerable, especially riding up to the ramp. Police are in attendance. I know they're going to look after me if need be. I've got enough experience to think that if I do feel at all threatened, that I'll just withdraw.
But it doesn't mean he's not in the firing line.
I understand that there's one or two being taken away by the police. Whether they have injuries, we may discover. Having said that, I don't always feel threatened, and I've got experience. As you've just seen whilst filming there, we've had one or two plastic bottles thrown at us. They could have, as it was, they were plastic, but they could have been glass.
But a few plastic bottles is nothing compared to some of the situations Steve has found himself in.
I have been physically assaulted, I have been punched, I've been pushed, I've been kicked. Particular incident I attended, I had a young lady in the back of the ambulance, and the back doors opened, and it was the young lady's boyfriend. They'd had a row. I tried to prevent him coming in, and as he was trying to come through the door, he punched me and knocked me down the length of the ambulance. For an ambulanceman to turn up whose only aim is to help someone and then to be physically or verbally abused, I think is very sad.
The 999 calls come in to a house fire on the outskirts of the city centre. Paramedic biker Mark Hayes is on his way. In just over 2 minutes, he's the first paramedic on scene. No one knows if anyone is in the house.
There's rooms upstairs in the property that appear to be locked. So until they've gained access to those rooms and confirmed that there's nobody in the property, we'll just remain on standby. The dangers of a fire are poisonous gases that come off burning furniture, certain materials, smoke inhalation. The heat can quickly swell and occlude the airway. You know, within minutes, the patient can be critically ill or even dead.
After a thorough search, it's confirmed that the house is empty. Empty, that is, apart from 150 illegal plants in the bedroom.
Yeah, it would appear the fire started a box covering the electric meter. There's believed to be some sort of cannabis plantation upstairs, and it would appear that they've bypassed the electrics for the little cannabis farm that they've got, which has obviously caused the electrics to short out and resulting in a fire. I would imagine if they were to turn into the street now, they would just turn around and go the opposite direction.
Cannabis factories are becoming more common. This one isn't particularly big, and emergency services can be thankful that, unlike some, it wasn't booby-trapped. PC Lucy Watson is just hours away from hopefully becoming the first woman to join Essex Police Biker Squad. But as she faces her final riding assessment, the weather's not on her side.
I know I can do it. I've just got to go out and do it. Obviously, we got the first day today where the roads are wet. We've had a bit of rain overnight. The whole course has been dry, so that's sod's law really, isn't it? But it just means we have to take it a little bit more carefully.
Wet roads are a biker's worst nightmare. There'll be spray, tarmac slippery as ice, and she'll have to watch how hard she brakes on the day-long 200-mile run.
It is an important day. There's a bit of pressure on to perform well. And when there is that added extra little bit of pressure, they can make mistakes.
Best of luck, Lucy.
Veteran biker PC Ray Jeffrey has a 24-year accident-free riding record, and he knows just what Lucy is facing.
It doesn't matter how confident or capable you are, the minute someone's watching what you're doing, it all gets a bit tense, doesn't it?
I don't think there's anyone who isn't affected in that scenario, is there?
No. I remember it vividly. You'll be fine.
I'm sure I will.
Instructor Martin Ackers has the perfect way to break the tension.
Check the cobwebs for us, please.
What do I do with one of these anyway?
But soon it's time to kit up for the riding skills test.
Right, gather round, folks. If Lucy goes first, please, then I'll wave you through in a traditional manner, and then just ride your normal ride at the end of the day. It's wet, be a bit smoother, and take off a couple of 3 miles an hour. Ride the way you've been riding. End of the course, enjoy.
Wet roads or not, this is it. Sergeant Ian Mashada will monitor her every step of the way. She can't afford to make any mistakes. And this BMW bike, top speed of 135 and weighing 1/4 of a ton, takes some handling. Has she done enough?
Well, I suppose you want to know how you've done? As I said before we did the ride this morning, all I wanted to see was a bit of consistency. And I have to say, both your rides this morning were spot on. Yeah, OK, you made mistakes, but they're only minor. For you, Lucy, the start of your ride was really, really good. You got in some excellent overtakes, and you didn't miss one overtake, and you didn't do an overtake that wasn't appropriate or on. When I took you off the fast road and put you down that twisty 507, where there's so many inspection covers, repairs on the road, you couldn't really take the perfect line. So you did the right thing. You sacrificed your position in the interest of safety. And unfortunately, there was just one small section of bends where, because of that, you went into the first bend in the wrong position for the bend, but the right position for safety, and you found it difficult to then recover and get your bend position. It was really just, you know, that small section of 5 bends that you rode safely, but your position wasn't perfect. Taking that into consideration, the whole ride was good. So, well done.
But it's not a done deal yet. There's a written exam she must pass to claim her place on the squad.
It's 100 questions. 75% is the pass mark. They know that if they fail that exam, despite how well they can ride a motorcycle, they're not getting their permit.
So, after an hour and a half, what's the result?
Right, well done. 3 weeks of very hard work. Congratulations. Passed your course. Both now standard trained riders, and as from immediate effect, you can ride police patrol bikes on your own. Well done.
Sergeant, thank you very much.
Good to have you on board.
Thank
Lucy,
you.
fantastic.
Thank
Really
you.
worked hard.
I was apprehensive at the beginning, not sure whether my skill level was going to get back to where it needed to be, whether I was too old to start learning new skills, really.
Thank you.
Well done.
Cheers. Thank you for all your help.
It's all over. I'm absolutely thrilled. I just can't wait now to get out on the bike and start doing my job.
Birmingham, and a 999 call has just come in. A woman is convulsing near Birmingham New Street Station. On call, Barry Rudge. He races to the scene, arriving in just under a minute, and he recognises someone who's a regular patient.
You're the one with a little ticker up here, aren't you?
Can I stand up for a while, please?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Well, lean against the bike for me. Do you know what day it is today?
Wednesday.
What month is it?
March.
Well, you're nearly right on that one, so we're almost nearly back to normal.
Yeah.
Yvonne's well known to all the bikers. She's been suffering from epilepsy since she was 16. Drugs don't seem to help, so she's trying out a device which electronically shocks her brain out of an epileptic state.
You find it's helping or not?
Well, when it's used on me, it's inside me, connected to the back of my brain, I hate to say,
I know.
or it's a tryout. This has to be used over me when I'm in a convulsion, and it stops me from being in a fit.
For so long?
As long as what I usually am.
Right.
It's just a tryout.
Do we have to document that for you now or not? Or do you document it?
Well, if you could put it in, because I don't remember anything.
All right, well, I'll do this while we're just getting you to come back to normal.
Yeah.
All right. You've got no injuries due to the fit when you went down to the floor?
No, I went through the pass-through.
Yvonne can have a fit at any time.
She's got quite a tough existence. She's got lots and lots of injuries due to her fits. She's got a rather nasty burn on her arm where I think she had a fit at home in the kitchen and she actually sort of set herself on fire once. And we'll see you soon, probably. All right.
Okay,
take care, darling.
Thanks very much,
Okay.
and I mean that.
Bye-bye.
Thanks
There you go. All right. Mum, what are you doing? With our regulars, some can be a bit of a pain, but Yvonne's lovely. I mean, she gets sick of her own complaints as such, but she just tends to try and get on with life now. And so we know her personally. All of the bikers seem to know Yvonne now.
The biker paramedics can find themselves in some unusual places. Mark Hayes is responding to a call from the Central Police Station. A man is lying motionless in his cell, having refused food and drink for 24 hours.
Just be aware that this gentleman has history in the past of when been trying to be given injections when he's in this state.
Yeah.
Hitting out. He doesn't do it on purpose, I don't think, but they said that he has in the past.
Okay, thank you. Hello. He's English gentleman, is he, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, mate, open your eyes for me. Come on, chap. You're holding your arm in there, I need to have a look at you. Come on, matey. Come on. I'm a paramedic, I've come to make sure you're okay. And open your eyes for me.
The man seems docile enough, but Mark must be on his guard.
He's quite clearly awake, because as I've gone to move his arm, he's withholding, so...
Yeah, the chap that's here from the team said, he says it's like a catatonic, something's like catatonic.
Okay.
Schizophrenia.
Okay.
An ambulance crew arrives, ready to take the man to hospital.
He's obviously aware that we're here, so I was just going to slide him down a bit, do a few baseline obs, and then take it from there. A bit of a warning from police. Previously, if he's gone to have injections or anything, has been known to lash out. All right, so... Come on then. Can I open your eyes, matey? Open your eyes, come on. Just brave enough to do the BM.
Mark needs to carry out basic observations, blood pressure, heart rate and blood oxygen levels. But the man won't cooperate.
Deliberately flicking it off. Yeah, he's playing the game. Diffuse. Okay. Obviously we're not going to try and force treatment upon him because we don't want to upset him. It's best that we keep him in this state really for transportation reasons. It's far safer for him and people travelling on the ambulance, and he'll be transported to a place of safety where he's going to be assessed properly.
It could be that there's not much wrong, but Mark can't take any chances.
Sit down.
The man's condition must be fully investigated.
Good to go.
he will be escorted by police officers to hospital.
Obviously, you have to take every patient on what they're saying and what you find. As to whether that's what's really going on, that remains to be seen.
Essex, Biker Cop Squad HQ, and the unit's first woman, PC Lucy Watson, is gearing up for her first day on duty.
Yeah, the boys said I had to have marigolds and I had to be pink for cleaning the bike, so I'm playing the game. Really looking forward to it, so I can now ride the bikes, and I'm fairly confident as a police officer, but putting the two together seems a bit strange at the moment.
Squad Sergeant Nick Edwards is assigning her to an area near the picture postcard village of Finchingfield in the northwest of the county. It's a biker's paradise full of sweeping bends and twisting lanes. But in the last 3 years, 2 motorcyclists have been killed and 7 seriously injured. It's unknown territory for Lucy.
I'm trying not to get lost, that's my biggest problem.
And she's going to have to keep her wits about her because it's raining and the roads are going to be doubly dangerous. She's on the lookout for speeders, but it looks like it's going to be a washout.
I'm supposed to be out looking for motorbikes, and I think I've seen 2 all morning.
In a bid to find some, Lucy switches location, and she's soon onto something. A white van driver is using his mobile on the move. She quickly turns and sets off to chase him down. But the lorry is nowhere to be seen. It could easily have disappeared down one of the many side roads. But after a 65-mile-an-hour chase, Lucy finally catches sight of it on the edge of the village of Great Dunmow, a mile away. There's a car between her and the target, which is now veering across the road. She's got herself right behind the lorry, poised to make her first pull.
Oh, so stand on the path bump, please. Thank you. Okay, the reason you've been stopped today is because as we passed you back there, you were using your mobile phone whilst you were driving. Okay, appreciate it's taken a couple of minutes for me to spin round and catch you up again, but I'm going to be reporting if you're using your mobile phone. And I must caution you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. I have to ask you, were you making an emergency call?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Do you have your driving licence with you, sir? Do you have any points on it, do you know?
Yes, I do.
How many?
6.
You need to be even more careful. You're going to get another 3 today.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be a £60 fine and 3 points on your licence. If you get caught again, you're looking at disqualification, aren't you?
Yes.
So you really do need to
Yes, I do.
drive like a saint. Do you drive for a living?
Yes.
Okay. Please don't use your phone while you're driving, because it's us who picks up the pieces when it all goes horribly wrong.
No, I understand.
Right, and it does wreck lives.
Yeah,
That's why we're out here today.
No,
all right. You have a safe journey. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
All right, cheers.
It's the achievement of a very early childhood dream to be a traffic motorcyclist. Never really thought I would achieve that in later years, but yes, I've got there and I'm really pleased.
Birmingham, zero tolerance on booze in the city centre, but Mark races through a pedestrian area to one of his regulars. A man who's had a skinful, fallen over and is staggering around. Mark's dealt with him many a time.
Do me a favour, come and sit on the steps here.
See, my key worker, he couldn't make it today.
Yeah, all right, sit down there so you don't fall and hurt yourself.
All right. How
much we had today? 4. You've had a bit of a fall as well, have you?
Yeah.
The man has a history of rolling up a casualty and wants to only go to Selly Oak Hospital just beyond the city centre.
Over the years, we keep coming out to you, mate.
Yeah, I know that.
People offer you the help. You've got to appreciate hospitals are for the emergency situation. If you've got a key worker, you've got a GP, these are the people that need to be trying to sort things out for you.
I need help, I need help this thing.
What we'll do is we'll pop you up to City Hospital.
No, I won't go up to City.
Well, that's all we can do, mate.
No.
You have to go to the nearest casualty, which is City Hospital, Dudley Road. Yeah?
They kicked me out. I went there yesterday.
Yeah.
They threw me out. They threw me out.
The man has refused treatment, but Mark can't leave him in case he injures himself again. The police step in to help.
How you doing? You all right? It's a regular gentleman of ours. He's refusing to go to hospital. I've said that he's not safe to be walking the streets. If we don't take him to hospital, we're going to be coming back out and there will be issues. This is how it's got to be. We're going to be popping you to hospital. It's for your own good, mate.
But you don't kick me in this thing.
My concern is, at the moment, if you stay on the street as you are, you're intoxicated, you're going to fall, you're going to hurt yourself. Yeah? Everybody here is because they want to help. Yeah? Just sit yourself back down, mate. You're going to hurt yourself.
That's one medication.
Don't start clenching your fists and getting aggressive.
No.
Sit down. Now.
I'm going.
Simple. Sit down, wait for the ambulance, or
you just told me
police.
I'm going to walk away.
Negotiations could be protracted and stop Mark from responding to other emergency calls. He has to hand over to the police.
He's refusing to go to hospital. If we put him on a vehicle and he starts to get up, starts playing up, he's putting himself at danger, the crew at danger. And even if we get him to casualty, he's likely just to cause problems, which, you know, it's not fair on other patients. Although he's entitled to help, and over the years he's received help, we know this gentleman very, very well. Unfortunately, as he is at the moment, there's not a lot we can do with him.
The leak at the city centre store turned out to be a spillage of chili oil, enough to cause some alarming symptoms. The sisters hit crossing the road escaped with minor injuries. Tamsin broke her wrist and twisted her ankle. 3-year-old Mackenzie narrowly missed breaking her arm. Next time on Emergency Bikers, Mark's called to a shooting.
OK, how many bangs did you hear? 2 bangs you heard.
It's in and out.
In and out, it's come out the neck.
A biker goes for a dip.
Within 2 miles of this house, there's been 3 deaths in recent years.
And Barry hunts for an elusive patient. Britain's emergency bikers are on the front line, racing to protect the public and save lives. And they've never been more crucial. With 33 million vehicles on the UK roads, the country's congested cities and major routes are the busiest in Europe. The bike squads of Essex Police and West Midlands Ambulance Service provide help where it's most needed, fast.
Brief off job. No reason you can have a lock knife. Straightforward offence. How many bangs did you hear?
On Emergency Bikers, a man's having a suspected stroke.
Apparently your colleagues said you were screaming out in pain. Do you remember doing that?
No.
The dangers of driving while tired.
36 hours or something without a rest, and it resulted in him killing people.
And a patient's taking a bit of handling.
Keep still. All right, it's all right. It's all right, I'm going to. Just relax. Nice, slow, deep breath.
6:30 a.m. and the Birmingham biker paramedics are getting ready for another 12-hour shift.
Morning. You all right?
My baby, my pride and joy. It's 2 years old and done 1,200 miles. Doesn't come out in bad weather. Gets looked after. It's a she. So she gets lots of TLC. A bit of money spent on her. Yeah. Pride and joy.
On their Yamaha FJR 1300s, they race to around 100 calls a week within an 8-mile radius of the city centre and have to be ready to tackle anything.
There's an awful lot of blood here. Where's it coming from?
Keep still.
To capture the action, we've put special cameras on each rider and bike so we arrive at the scene the second they do. First thing, and there's a 999 call.
Thank you. So we can confirm it's the fish market and not the wholesale market.
A 53-year-old fishmonger has screamed out in pain and clutched his chest. On call, Mark Hayes. Maneuvering the bike, top speed 130 and around 4 times his own body weight, demands skill. After 2 minutes, he's first on scene, arriving in half the time it takes an ambulance. Every minute saved is crucial in the battle to save lives.
What's happening?
Well, somebody started screaming out, somebody's holding him still. First I thought he might have been a fit, I rung up straight away, this is how the happened.
Hello there. Hiya, you're all right. What's your name, chap?
Kevin.
What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Sorry.
What's happening today?
Thank you, mate.
What's happened this morning? Why have we been called? Can you tell me?
No.
If it's a stroke, the blood supply to the brain can suddenly shut down. Confusion is a telltale sign. Mark runs a few basic tests.
Okay, do me a favour, can you squeeze my hands for me? Hard as you can, hard, hard. Good man, well done. Okay, hold your hands out in front of me, in front of you. Nice and high. Okay, not to worry, relax. Good man.
Weakness in his left side adds to the stroke evidence. Kevin needs to get to hospital fast. Strokes account for 9% of all deaths in men. Survivors can face permanent disability.
Where do you live, Kevin? Not to worry, I'll come back to you.
No, it's all right.
Just relax. Relax your hand down. Have you been unwell recently at all?
No.
You've been okay?
Yeah.
Ever had anything like this before?
Like what?
The episode that you're having this morning, a bit confused. Apparently your colleagues said you were screaming out in pain. Do you remember doing that?
No.
No? Okay. Just lift your glasses for me a second, can you? Shine a light into your eyes if you look at me.
Mark checks Kevin's pupils. The left one is not responding in the same way as the right. Every second counts and an ambulance crew arrives to get him to hospital.
This is Kevin. I believe he's about 53 years of age. Don't worry about the mess, mate. We'll sort that out in a second. You just relax. Just before 8 o'clock, he was seen to start screaming out, appeared to be in pain, was holding his chest. He's got a left-sided weakness. Get him to hold his arms out, left arm drops. He tells me he's normally fit well with no medications, no allergies. However, he's somewhat confused. Pupils, right pupils 5 mil, reactive. Left pupil was about 3 mil and reactive. Kevin,
yeah.
Do you understand what's going on?
No, not really.
Right, okay.
I mean, I feel all right.
You feel all right?
I don't know what...
And where are you?
Where am I?
Where are you at the moment? Where are we?
At work.
At work. Where do you work? Okay. Well, for those reasons, we need to pop you to the hospital. Yeah. All right, mate. Yeah. Okay. Just really important that people know the signs of a stroke, which can be anything from slurred speech, confusion, weakness in any of the limbs, facial muscles can droop to one side. It's really important to act quickly with a stroke because time is brain, basically. The quicker you react and get to a place of treatment, i.e. hospital, the quicker the hospital now can do procedures to minimise the damage, minimise the effect of a stroke.
In the back of the ambulance, Kevin's more alert. With luck, treatment and rest, he should recover.
What can happen with a mini stroke, it's short-lived and you do see a quick recovery. If I remember correctly, a TIA, transient ischemic attack, which is a mini stroke, short-lived, and you normally recover within 24 hours or so, as opposed to a full-blown stroke, which could be months and months of rehabilitation.
Essex, 5,000 miles of roads for the biker cops to police. Key routes in and out of major ports, Stansted Airport and London. One stretch of road has seen 1 death and 32 injuries in 6 months. On patrol, PC Martin Ackers. On fast dual carriageways, drivers can be tempted to put their foot down. And it's not long before Martin has a fast-moving white van in his laser sights.
White van here, 89 miles an hour.
This is where the speed and agility of the biker cops come into their own. On the squad's covert bike, top speed 180, Martin can outrun anything. In just seconds, he's calling in the driver.
Hello there, come and join us on the pavement for a couple of ticks. Right, thanks very much for stopping. The reason why I've asked yourself to stop, the maximum speed limit for this road, for your class of vehicle, is 60. Single carriageway, 50 miles an hour. Dual carriageway, 60 miles an hour. Motorway, 70 for that class of vehicle.
That's 70.
That is a 60 on a dual carriageway. That is your recorded speed today. 89 miles per hour. Quite clearly too fast. 29 miles per hour over the speed limit. Right, what I need to say to yourself, you're going to be reported for travelling in excess of the permitted limit for the class of vehicle on this road today. Have you got any points on your licence?
Yeah, I have.
How many have you got?
6.
And what were the 6 points for?
One exactly same here.
Yeah.
In my car.
Speeding again?
On this road, yeah.
Yeah.
70, 77. Downhill again. And another one was a mobile phone.
And
next
phone.
day. That's
right.
it. It's really could do without at all, you know what I mean?
Right,
really
okay.
Really appreciate it. No
Okay.
excuses, you know, but just I could really do without 3 points. I know.
The endorsable fixed penalty notice, which is what you had before by the sounds of it, that notice runs out at, I'm afraid, this is 89, it runs out at 85 miles per hour. So at 86 mile an hour above, the matter goes to a magistrate's court.
Is that on the white? Because that's the white van.
Because it's a white van, because it's a commercial vehicle.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
I can't work it out. I don't know. They know they've got every vehicle's got a speedometer in front of them. They know they're not allowed faster than 70 in a car, which this guy thought he couldn't go any faster than 70. He's doing 89. I don't know. Just like, knock, knock, hello.
The man has been charged with speeding and could be banned from driving. The biker cops have so far managed to halve last year's accident rate, and Martin's vigilance today soon pays off again. A white van is careering towards him at well over the speed limit.
Come and join us on the pavement just for a couple of minutes. Thanks very much. The reason why I've asked yourself to stop.
Yep.
The maximum speed limit for your class of vehicle along this road is
60.
60. Right. Your recorded speed. A little bit high, isn't it?
Yeah.
105 miles an hour, 45 miles per hour over the permitted speed limit. Yeah. Is there any reason for the excess speed at all today? No?
Didn't even realise it was going that far.
You obviously realise that you're in excess of the permitted limit. You must have been at those sort of speeds.
I didn't think I was any more than 70, but obviously...
Right, OK. Well, when I saw you coming down the hill there, I thought, my God, this guy's shifting. That was my first impression. And then this has backed up my evidence. That's quite a high speed, really, isn't it? Yeah, for a restricted... Sorry?
I didn't think I was capable of it. But...
They are. They are. I've stopped many at that speed before.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. It's a shame that these people feel the need to go those sort of speeds when it's quite clearly not necessary, especially in his... I asked him whether he needed to do that speed, and he had no reason for doing the speed whatsoever. I don't think they really think of the consequences, what can happen afterwards. You know, should he be involved in a crash at that high speed?
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, sorry about circumstances we have to meet under. All the best. I think he's looking at perhaps a small period of disqualification for that one. That's quite a high speed, really.
The driver has been charged with speeding. He could lose his licence. When he's off duty, Martin likes to take things a bit more slowly. But for this passionate biker, it still involves being on less than 4 wheels.
This is Sidecar Trials. It's a pre-1965 Triumph we've got here. Purpose-built for trials work. Although I do all the riding at work, I don't ride this off-road. I'm a passenger. I've had enough of riding during the week, so my friend Alan does the driving of the bike. It's all slow speed stuff. It's all over rough ground, obstacles. Very technical, really. All good fun.
It may be slower than his BMW cop bike, but it's no less demanding.
You can't ride this bike on your own. You've got to have a passenger in it, otherwise it will tip over. It's down to me to lean out the side of the sidecar to get as much weight to counterbalance the lean angle and hopefully get round that obstacle. We tend to get it right most times, but there's been the odd occasion. It's been a passion of mine. I've been on bikes now for 30 years. It's just one of those things, it's in your blood, you can't get rid of it. And this is just one way. Now I'm getting on a bit of slowing down a little bit. I think I've done all the race tracks and everything, and they hurt when you fall off. This one isn't too bad, not at sort of like 5 miles an hour anyway.
Every week in Britain, 10 pedestrians are killed on the roads and more than 500 are injured. And in Birmingham's evening rush hour, a man has been hit by a car crossing the road from a pub. Biker paramedic Mark Hayes is on his way. He covers just under 5 miles in 5 minutes. A senior ambulance officer happened to be passing by, and a woman is comforting the patient.
My name's Mark, I'm a motorcycle paramedic. We're going to be looking after you. What I need you to do is keep nice and still for me, all right? We're going to check you over head to toe and we're going to get you to hospital. All right, OK. We'll sort that, mate, don't worry, we'll sort that. Where have you got pain at the moment? Everywhere. Everywhere, all right, mate.
The man has hit his head on the bonnet and he's bleeding heavily.
You can't, mate, I need you...
I want to do what I want to do.
Keep still, matey, let me pop this on you.
Fellow biker paramedic Barry Rudge steps in to help immobilise the man's neck. They can't afford any risks with back and neck pain. Any movement could result in paralysis, but trying to get to the bottom of the man's injuries isn't going to be easy.
We need to start doing some checks on...
Leave me alone, I'll tell you.
Listen to me, we need to... No, just keep still a second. What we need to do, we need to start doing some checks on you. I don't want you moving because we don't know what injuries you've got. It's really important that you don't move. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know you're in pain. I'm going to need to get to your arm. We're going to have to cut the sleeve of your jacket. I can't move you.
No, don't cut it.
You can't get your arm out.
He doesn't want his jacket cutting and tries to take it off himself.
Keep still, keep still. I'll do it. Keep still. All right, it's all right. It's all right, I'm going to. Just relax, relax. Nice, listen to me, mate. Nice, slow, deep breaths, yeah? We're going to have a go, get it off. We can't take, that's too painful. We can't take that off you, mate.
Can't do, yeah, straight off.
Where does that hurt? Where?
Which one? Right, that's the whole reason why it needs to be cut and not moved. Keep still. Keep still, keep still, keep still.
You know when you yell, where does it hurt the most?
Yeah, it's because you knocked some teeth out, mate.
Mark needs to listen to the man's chest. There could be a risk of a collapsed lung which puts pressure on the heart and blood vessels.
Nice deep breaths. Good man. And again. Deep breath. Good man. And again. Good man. And again. Deep breath. Good man.
His chest is clear, but it's no easy task trying to assess his injuries.
Listen, you need to listen to me, mate. Everything we're doing for a reason, yeah? If you've damaged your neck or your back and we let you get up, The injury that you could sustain could be far worse than it is now. I need to pop a needle in the back of your hand. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good man, thank you. So do me a favour, nice and still now. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Mark wants to insert a cannula to administer painkillers.
Keep your hand there, don't move, don't move. Nice and still now. Good man, well done. Keep nice and still for me. What it means now is we can give you something for the pain through this, all right? Yeah?
Having checked his neck and back, Mark takes a look at his foot.
You move your toes. Good man. Excellent. Can you feel me touching? Feel me touching? Good man. Right. Can you move your foot up and down? Because that's not grossly deformed, is it? So
move your foot.
Up and down. Yeah.
Being able to move his toes means there is no nerve damage, but his leg could be fractured and his knee injured.
All right, just relax, just relax.
The inflatable splint will keep his leg stable and prevent any further injury in transit.
I've got the pump yet. Yep. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Just relax back.
It's fine.
Keep
going,
relax.
you're okay. Because you've been sat still for so long.
Good man, well done. Well done.
Your lap as well.
Okay. He's under the influence of alcohol. He's also a bit agitated, aggressive. Is that due to the alcohol? Is it due to injury? It's hard to assess. He's obviously in a lot of pain. That's right, cool. Is that still the leg? Initial observations that we've done check out okay, but obviously he needs to be assessed, x-rays, etc, etc. There we go, mate. You're done. Should we have a look for some teeth?
It's yet another tricky case for Mark. Of the 3 biker paramedics, he reckons he attracts more than his fair share of accidents.
9 times out of 10, it'll be me. They can have a bus crash, nobody's injured. I'll have a bus crash and bits have got to be cut off, people have got to be carried out windows. It's never straightforward. Whereas the other 2, they're a little bit old. They like more of a sedate life. I'm the baby of the unit. I think I can cope just about.
Essex, 7 a.m. Biker Cops HQ, and there's a special operation. On duty, PC Ray Jeffrey. Five biker cops will be escorting 200 soldiers from the Royal Anglian Viking Regiment. They've just got back from Afghanistan and will be on parade in Southend, 25 miles away. It's Ray's job to get them there safely.
We're conscious that there's a bit of a security issue with them because Muslim extremists have been protesting at each of their marches. There is a risk, so we will facilitate the movement of the coaches in one go all the way through to Southend, and they won't stop.
On a previous occasion, Muslim protesters clashed with the English Defence League. There were 2 arrests. Ray needs to have his wits about him.
Lads will be aware of vehicles that are parked in perhaps an unusual place, or groups of people standing in a bit of an unusual place on the route. I'm hopeful that there won't be a problem for us because they don't know the route, and from the information that I've been getting, the protests have taken place on foot amongst the crowd up until now. It's risky, you know, zipping around through traffic on motorcycles at high speed always has a risk, and you're always conscious that one of the lads might just take a tumble. We can cater for that, as long as they're not seriously hurt, that will be catered for, and we must keep the convoy moving. If there's a breach of security, then it's my responsibility as what we call easy rider, leading the convoy to find an alternative route quickly and take them safely away from the point of danger. Morning.
Ray briefs the coach drivers.
I'll be right in front of you, so I'll dictate the pace and the route. Just follow me, okay? When we get eventually onto the A127, rather than lane 1, we'll be taking lane 2, so we command the whole road, because leading the south end gets a bit congested, so we'll have the road to ourselves, all right? And we shouldn't stop. If we do, I've got to buy you a cup of tea. All right, though. Have you done this before, joking aside? Yeah. So you know about bikes will be coming either side of you at high speed, so just keep an eye on your mirrors, won't you? And the rest should follow you. OK, cheers. It's looking good. We're going to have a nice early start, as it turned out. I'd rather get them down to Southend so that we know we're in town ready for the off than leave here late and then everything runs a bit late.
The convoy consists of a long column of 4 coaches, a minibus and 2 vans, and they must be kept together.
Thank you. Convoy is moving on.
Immediately outside the service is the first roundabout. Traffic is brought to a halt to get the convoy on the road. With the column safely en route, the pace picks up. It will need to move at a constant speed of 50. The biker cops accelerate to speeds of 100 as they race ahead to clear the route across roundabouts, through red lights, and seal off junctions. As they approach the A13 dual carriageway, the biker cops signal for traffic to move aside. So far, so good. All riders in place flanking the convoy, and no sign of disruption. The outriders sprint ahead to clear the next junction. Half an hour later, an easy rider, Ray, has got the convoy into Southend safe and sound.
We're there, yeah. The troops are disembarking and forming up. It's gone swimmingly, and the weather's fantastic for them, isn't it?
It's a big day for Southend. Thousands are lining the streets to see the Vikings receive the freedom of the town. And there's not a protester in sight. It's the sort of job Ray loves.
I enjoy these days. It's really enjoyable, especially as the weather's good for us. You just feel like you're actually doing your little bit for the military, you know, for the lads that are across the waters fighting for us as we speak. This particular regiment, I understand, have lost 5 of their number in recent years in Afghanistan. And if we can assist them in any way, that's good. I like that.
Birmingham. Like any major city, there are rough sleepers, and a body has been spotted in a park on the edge of the city. On call, Barry Rudge. He covers just over 3 miles in under 4 minutes to the park in the city suburbs.
There's a gentleman who's been found in the bushes by a dog. The lady that's called said he was there last night, so she doesn't know if he's been there all night. We don't actually know if he's alive yet or not either, so...
The man's in there, he's conscious, but he just seems really cold.
Can you hear me? Hello, sir, can you hear me? Hello. Oh, you're very cold. Not the warmest of nights to be out all last night, young man. We'll get you sorted. All right.
It's been a warm late spring, but temperatures can still plummet to below 0 overnight. And alcohol lowers body temperatures even more.
He's extremely cold. He's coming up low on our thermometer. So he's very stiff. He's a bit confused, so we're querying hypothermia.
The man's blue, and confusion and shivering are classic symptoms of hypothermia, where the body loses more heat than it can produce. It's the ultimate enemy for anyone sleeping rough, and is potentially fatal. Barry needs to get him to hospital fast.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
OK. We've got a stretcher coming across. We're going to get you out of the bushes. You're going to have to help us, OK? And get you out. We'll wrap you up, we'll take you to the hospital, and we'll try and warm you up a little bit. All right?
Yeah.
OK.
1, 2, 3.
Well done.
Oh.
Oh, that's better.
It only takes a dip of around 7 degrees in core body temperature for major organs to shut down.
Don't fight against me, pal.
If we can get a vein, we'll put some warm fluids into him. So basically, we've got it's like central heating. If we put some warm fluids inside his veins, it warms him up from the inside out.
Just relax for me. Sharp stretch coming up.
He's very lucky. I mean, the colder part of the year, although it was quite chilly last night, The chances are he would have died.
What's it going up there now?
That's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dealing with the homeless in Birmingham, it's becoming a lot more common now than it used to be. They usually find warm places. They tend to know where they all are. Back of shops where the heaters are, or the air conditioner extractors which throw some heat out. To find somebody in the middle of a bush in a park is actually a new one on myself.
The biker paramedics have to make life-saving decisions on the spot, and just getting to incidents piles on the pressure. Riding to calls demands every ounce of concentration, even for an ex-racing champ like Barry.
Obviously, you've got to be able to ride the motorcycle well, keep yourself safe on the way to a job, not think about the job on the way there. You've got to think about the ride first. You've got to make sure you're safe and you get there, because if you don't, you're going to end up with a crew coming out to you.
Barry never knows quite what to expect when he arrives at the scene.
Working a patch where you roughly live, I suppose your worst nightmare is dealing with somebody that you actually know. I've actually been responding to my own father. That was really weird, because you have to sort of bring your emotions right down and deal with it in a pragmatic way and still go through the numbers and deal with it as you would deal with a normal person. Once I'd ascertained that he was okay, everything was stable, then you sort of bring it back to the fact that he was your father, and then you can go more onto the emotional side and make sure he's all right.
His dad's fit and healthy. A paramedic himself, it was him who inspired Barry to ditch his factory job and ambitions to be a cabinet maker.
Oh, well, it's raining.
Oh, you love him, all right.
He's a regular visitor to his parents to swap notes.
When I first went in, I was doing 70 hours one week and 80 hours the next, every single week.
Oh, I wouldn't do that now.
They wouldn't allow it now, would they?
No, they wouldn't do that now.
I used to be on call at 10 o'clock at night from the house, and she was to answer treble nines. If it was an outside line and they dialed treble nine, he used to come through to our house, and the wife, your mum, used to answer it.
I was expecting Barry at the time when all this was going on.
See, that's what's mates.
And have a guess who took you in? Who took the wife in to have you?
Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, but she called you, and you come and fetched her on the outpatient truck, and she had to go with all the other outpatients first before you took me into the blooming maternity hospital.
Well, that wasn't too bad. It only took 2 hours to get there.
You were just trying to deliver me, weren't you? I know you were. 2 hours to get me to the hospital. I could have been one. I could have been born and 1 year old.
Yeah, but just think of the experience that you had, though, now.
Yeah.
Look where it's made.
I know, it's got me used to being in ambulances.
First response paramedic.
Very proud of him.
Very proud of him. My lad.
Essex, and the fight against a growing problem, insurance dodgers. 1 in 20 motorists drive without insurance. Weeding them out, automatic number plate recognition cameras. In the UK, they snap 14 million images a day. On patrol in Grays near the Thames Estuary, PC Mick Wills. He's soon tipped off about a car that appears to be uninsured. Mick pulls over the driver. The car's been bought to sell in Africa, but the man's not covered to drive it on his existing insurance.
You're not insured, basically.
What it is here?
Yeah.
What it
you
is
can drive
is...
other cars that you don't own, and you can drive the car you've got the policy on.
Yeah.
You can't drive another car that you've bought, so you'll be reported for that offence, okay? You don't have to say anything, but there may hardly be an offence if you don't answer one question.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Something later on in court, and if you do say, maybe give me evidence. Right, I've seized the car now, so we will dispose of it. I'll take some details from you. You'll have to go to court for no insurance.
But that's not all. The man's been using an African driving licence.
When did you become a legal resident of the UK?
Oh, 1989, years ago.
Well, then you need a UK driving licence. So you're driving without insurance and you're driving without a driving licence. So you're going to be reported for both those offences, and we're going to seize the vehicle.
Can the shippers come and pick it up?
No, this is my car now. I've seized this.
Right, okay.
Until such time as you come up with some insurance.
The car won't be heading to Africa today, but there's an even bigger problem. The date of birth and address the man supplied do not tally with the police records, and checks reveal previous convictions. It's all a bit of a riddle. Biker Squad Sergeant Nick Edwards steps in to try to get to the bottom of things.
You've been arrested before, haven't you?
For what? No, I've never been arrested before.
For fraud.
No.
You need to just be honest with us.
I'm honest. That's what I'm telling you.
You know, you're saying that you've never been arrested, and you clearly haven't been arrested.
Not in the names he's talking about. That's not my date of birth, is it?
No, the bottom line is, someone with your name,
Yeah.
living at that address,
Yeah.
previously arrested for fraud.
No, I've never been
You
arrested.
were.
Not for fraud.
It was a long time ago.
No, not for fraud. I mean,
All we're asking is just for you to be honest with us.
I don't mind. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem talking to you.
Yeah, he has those scars. That is a gentleman. He's given a different date of birth, as you know. We've seized the vehicle. We've gone into his details, and he's got different date of birth. He's given us an address which we can't check out. You've given me an address which you can't verify. So the way to verify that.
Okay, so what?
How can I do that?
Whom do you want it to be?
Pardon?
Do you want to ring my friend?
No, because that won't really help. It could be anyone, couldn't it?
What do I do?
Oh, you want a voters register there? Voters
Yes,
register.
I've just voted. I just voted this morning before I came out.
From that address?
From that address, yeah.
Right, that'll help.
Where did you vote?
SE8.
You do a voters on an address to follow?
What time did you vote?
I voted about
38.
something to 9.
You voted at 9
Yeah.
in South East London.
Yeah.
It's now 10:05. You're in Essex.
I took a train down here.
Right.
Yeah. To pick this vehicle up. I voted. I voted in the morning before when I came out.
Right, so you came out at 9 o'clock, you voted.
I'm not very sure about the time. Don't quote me on that time.
You just told me it was 9 o'clock.
Well, I'm not too sure about the time.
Can we save a bit of time here? Because I've just checked the voters register for that address.
I'm not there.
No, you're not on it.
Which one? On this
So you
address?
couldn't have voted.
What I'm saying is, from our point of view,
What's the
we need
address
to
on
be
that
sure
last?
that where we send the summons to,
Yeah.
you're going to be there.
When you send me my summons, right, I need to make sure I answer to them. Otherwise, I'm going to get in trouble.
What I'm going to do, I'm not at all happy with the details you've given me, so I'm arresting you, okay? So we can ensure service of summons and ensure we've got the right person.
That is no problem, officer. You're just doing your job.
Yes, he was basically making his answers fit the questions, really. We need to make sure we can follow them through with a summons, and he goes to court, so he's going to the police station while we take his fingerprints and just, verify his address, basically. He's been searched briefly. He's given, two different addresses while we've been talking to him, so obviously there's something not quite right. We take it very seriously. If you're involved in an accident with someone that's not insured, then it becomes very complicated for you. It's just a complete pain, really. Most people pay their insurance and pay a lot of money for it. So, people that don't deserve to lose their car.
The man has been charged with having no insurance and driving without a British licence. Essex, Operation Mermaid. Random checks on the thousands of lorries that daily thunder along the major county routes and pour out of the ports. It's only recently that the biker cops have been empowered to impose on-the-spot penalties to continental drivers. Today, they're after anyone breaking driving time rules. On patrol, PC Steve Stomp Allen.
I do like my HGVs and having a look through the tachographs and enforcing goods vehicle legislation.
He knows only too well that a tired driver is a lethal driver.
There are several high-profile ones in the county where they've shown that the drivers have had considerable periods without rest. 36 hours or something without a rest, and it resulted in him killing people. And that's what this is about, is to make sure they have the rest and obviously improve road safety.
The biker cops on their powerful BMWs, acceleration 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, can pull in 4 times as many suspects as a police car. And more than 2,500 drivers have been done for infringing rest rules. Stomp is standing by to investigate this Italian driver's tachograph, which records how long and how fast he's been travelling.
Disc or card? Disc.
Every driver should have an 11-hour break from the wheel in every 24 hours. Across 6 days, they can get away with no less than 3 9-hour breaks. But there are 2 periods Stomp is not happy about.
It shows 9 hours rest, but he's interrupted it on 2 occasions. Now, if you interrupt your daily rest to go on and off a ferry, you've got to extend that rest up to 11 hours.
A check of the discs in the mobile office confirmed that the drivers worked twice during the night to get onto and off the ferry. It might seem a minor infringement, but the biker cops believe in playing it tough. Pay now rather than pay later with potentially lethal costs. The driver's lorry will be clamped for 11 hours to enforce the correct brake. He will also be fined £200, which, due to the language difficulties, needs to be explained to his head office.
He will need to pay me £200 before he goes.
Cosa che dice?
Stomp's got no time for anyone who criticises the crackdown.
I get aggrieved slightly that there are people out there doing it. I try not to let it become a personal issue because I don't think that's right. As now I'm a parent, I am a lot more considerate for what's going on out on the roads, and I worry for my family more.
In one day alone, Essex police have been known to clamp 16% of the lorries they stop. And in his experience over the years, traffic cop PC Gary Winfield suspects it's not always the drivers who are at fault.
I personally feel it's all to do with the companies want to make money, and it's all to do with pushing the drivers as far as they can. I think it all boils down to making money.
This driver has also failed to take enough rest, which cost him £60.
Okay? Okay.
More than 17 grand in fines has been exacted in Essex in just 3 months. And drivers know the biker cops mean business, with nearly 100 Operation Mermaid crackdowns a year. Birmingham, a city with one of the busiest road networks in the country. But it's also home to 7 railway stations, handling around 60 million passengers a year. Mark's racing to Snow Hill, the second largest station within the city. He can go where an ambulance can't, right into the heart of the concourse. An 88-year-old man has fallen on the escalator.
Yeah, thank you. We've just been flagged down. It's okay, thank you. Hello. You're right there. So what's your name?
Chapman, Jeff, with a G.
Jeff. What's happened, Jeff?
I just fell down the escalator.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, have you got any pain in your neck? Keep still. Any pain down your chest?
No.
Deep breath? Marvellous, good man. Any pain in your tummy?
None whatsoever.
Excellent. Where are you off to?
Wolverhampton, then to Spain.
Oh, right. When did you go to Spain? Today?
Friday.
Oh, Friday. Right, okay.
Jeff doesn't appear to have any internal injuries, but he's got some nasty cuts.
What I'll do is redress that. You've got some, it's like tissue paper. Your skin dries out and it's actually flats of skin. I think what we need to do is we need to get it seen at hospital, clean, tidied up and dressed properly. This is what we don't want. We don't want you coming down with an infection.
I'm meeting someone at Wolverhampton in another hour's time, that's
Right.
the thing.
Okay, well I'll dress that for you now, but my advice is we'll pop you up to the local casualty, get it cleaned up properly and get it dressed properly. I mean, my advice is that we pop you up there and get it done now. The longer your wounds remain untreated and uncleaned, the more the risk of infection. Just going to pop a plaster on that one. The plasters I carry normally are for the little children, so they've got little characters on. You'll have to excuse me, it's a Shrek plaster.
That's
All right.
Now he's patched up, Jeff wants to continue on his way rather than go to hospital in Birmingham.
I go to the hospital in Wolverhampton.
You promise me you're going to do that?
Yes, I will do. Yes.
If I could just get you to print your name there for me, please. Just to say you're not going to hospital with us. I've put that you're going to make your own way to New Cross.
Yes.
Also, if you win the lottery, you're going to give me half. Is that all right?
Actually, I was the person who won the 87 million.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you travelling by train for, then? So what are you getting now?
I'm going to catch the metro.
The metro.
To Wolverhampton, then I get a taxi from the metro to where my lady lives.
Okay.
That's it, lovely.
Where your lady lives? 88 years young and still fighting fit.
She's only 71.
Oh, well, enjoy your trip. Take care. All right, watch what you're doing, Jeff. All right.
See you
Good
all.
man. Watch how you go.
I will do.
He's got a lady friend the other side of the city. Travels the world. Hope for me yet. Not that I want a lady the other side of the city, because obviously I've got a good lady already. That'll be me off to the divorce courts.
In the city centre, it looks like Mark's on a recruitment drive.
So you're a bit of a boy racer then?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to be into motorbikes when you're older? No, why not?
I'm going to be a policeman.
You're going to be a policeman? You can be a policeman on a motorbike.
No, I'm going to be an ambulance, not on a motorbike though. That's too dangerous for me. Why do you have brakes and lean like this?
Why?
Why do you lean like this?
We don't. The only reason you're leaning like that is because you're small and your arms won't reach. I'm a bit bigger and a little bit older than you. Only a little bit though. How old do you think?
40.
40? Hang on, let me take my helmet off. How old now? Do I look younger now? I took the helmet off. Yeah, good lad, well done. Ever had anything like this before? Like what?
Fishmonger Kevin made a quick recovery and is back at work. The man hit by a car lost some teeth, his knee took a bang and he had some cuts and abrasions, but he made a good recovery. And Jeff had his cuts checked by a GP. They've healed and he had a very nice holiday in Spain.
Okay, watch what you're doing. All right.
Next time on Emergency Bikers, there's a 999 to a suspected stabbing. Merseyside Fire Brigade unveiled the UK's first firefighting bike. And a hairdresser comes a cropper.